Okay, I just got to wait for YouTube to update, but I'm pretty sure I'm live now. Oh. Yep, I can hear myself talking now in the background. Awesome. Hi, Internet. Look who's joining me. It's Bob. That guy. That guy.
Do the ET ouch thing?
The ET ouch thing. Looks like I got a few people. Oh, there we go. It's updating. Oh, Mike's there too. All right. This is going to be exciting for me because I have never done one of these. I'm so excited. Although the customs people decided that they wanted to be Wolverine and slice open my packaging. Like, did you see the picture I posted about the wrapper that was on that thing?
I did.
Oh, it was brutal.
You got to miss the entire experience of what is this random black wrapped porn package on my porch.
So, and I had my neighbor, because I was away all last week. So I had my neighbor once it got delivered. I messaged him and I call him and I said, "Hey, like, can you go?" He's like, "Is this emergency?" I'm like, "No. Can you go pick this off my porch and put it in the house for me because it's a very important printer?" And he's like, "Oh, okay, sure." I was really hoping it was just going to be all sealed black wrapper, and he'd be like, "What is this? Like 20 pounds of Coke or something?" Let's see. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
You have to be careful when you're talking on the internet and you say something's fancy, because then all of a sudden Mike's going to show up. So I got the camera set up over here. Hopefully it's half decent. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. I literally just came downstairs a little while ago and said, I need to start dicking around with this thing because, well, I need to. I can't just let it sit here idle. It's been here since Tuesday and hasn't done anything.
I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so. I was thinking that Workaki would join me and give me a hard time, but maybe he's busy making tacos. It seems like a thing to do.
I tell you what, I'm going to pull up your assembly manual as well, just in case you have questions as you go.
Yeah, I do have the manual open on the screen, so I am going to follow the rules and do the right manual and everything.
I do not have any Haribo gummy bears to be able to follow that closely with you in the instructions.
Oh, that's okay. I've noticed a meme going around lately of the sugar-free reviews on Amazon.
Are hilarious.
Oh god, the one on the airplane, the first one,
Yes.
is just the funniest thing I've seen in a while.
It's fantastic. And Mike, we're going to use the online manual.
The lovely checklist.
As handy as that parts list is that's there on the back side of the checklist, go ahead and set it aside. It's on every bag.
Yeah. No, it's just going up over here, and then I know. Now the thing is I've already read the manual once. Hey, Grumpy, go to bed.
Have a good rest, Grumpy.
I've skimmed through this online already. I have read this online as well.
Sean's not going to let you get by without seeing his comment. Clean and lube the bearings they send you. What they're packed in is assembly lube, not to be used.
So these should be the Mizumi ones too.
Correct.
Which would be nice. Stickers. Delightful. Matt, if you're watching, I finally got my stickers. Thanks, buddy. Matt was going to send me a package of, like, a thing of stickers ages ago. And that's what kind of started our conversations and our friendship there about like sticker exchange. And then it apparently is going to cost far too much to send me stickers that it's worth. And I was like, that's fine. I'll figure it out. Like, no big deal. And then now I've got the MMU too. So I've got a set of stickers up there. And now I've got those stickers there.
I'm not sure where I put my stickers.
Checklist.
Nice. That's proof that it worked when it left the factory.
That's proof that the parts worked when they left the factory.
Correct.
We're going to tuck that in there. That's a keeper.
They make no claims on what happens after customs gets their hands on it.
Oh, I can't laminate that. That's thermal paper. Oh well.
Yep.
Okay. X-axis or Y-axis, sorry. Packing bag. Bye.
Hey, that's that fresh check air.
Nice. Power supply. Power supply cord. Canada, yes, you did not steal my gummy bears.
Oh, I don't like that they switched to the small bag of gummy bears.
Yeah, what's up with this? Pocket size?
I understand there's a problem getting your hands on them.
I understand that I paid a crap ton and a half of money. I want gummy bears, man.
Right?
Yeah. Whoa. I got to pay attention here. My computer's blowing up. Greg, hey, buddy. Llama. I thought you took your ball and ran.
He did that last night.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Which is why I didn't tell him.
Now I don't have an infinite amount of space, but if somebody wants to come hang out, because it's good, I'm gonna do that.
So Mike's got a good idea there. Take a picture of the test sheet and laminate the picture.
Laminate the picture. Yeah, you could laminate the picture. That would be fine. Okay. Ugh. All this up and down business? Ridiculous.
Probably not the best for you. So I tell you what, I'll read the chat. You focus on what you're doing.
We have here a box of orange printed parts. That's right, Mr. Mike. We have gone Team Orange. Although my MMU is black, so oops.
Well, I think you know a guy with a bunch of printers that can probably reprint those in the future for you.
Yeah, I do, except I don't have any orange PRUSA mint. I'm going to have to fix that. We have a box of fasteners and eels.
Eels are extra slimy, too.
Eels. Where's Ellie? Extinction level event.
That's very possible.
A box of filament. Let's put that way out of the way because we're not using that for a while.
Mike says if it was black parts, he would have stopped watching.
I understand. Yes. Because
Chris Travis wants you to print them all in CF PETG.
Yeah, there's an option. The nice part about these is that like you can just keep printing them and changing the colors as you please.
Well, the other thing is, if we keep on with the running joke, then Warcocky's on the other side of my basement from you. He can just throw you some.
So I've got a tube, which seems to probably have smooth rods and stuff in it.
It should have your smooth rods.
Hold it up. Very cute. That's a nice cardstock you printed that on. I just noticed that.
Oh, we're getting to the bottom of the box here.
A couple of important things in there.
Motors.
S3 or is that the resin?
It's the S3 or 3S.
3S, whatever.
MK3s, yeah. All right. Box is empty.
It's the regular printer, not the resin printer.
Correct.
That didn't actually take you too long to get then.
I ordered it May 17th.
Yeah, that's not, I mean, a month.
It's 5 Evers.
It was quarter past forever.
Yeah, it's nowhere Canada, so that adds an extra 2 weeks to it.
Yeah. All right. What's in this box? Let's
We're
look
going
at
to
this
say
one.
hello, Fernando.
So we have
They build plate.
a textured sheet.
Fantastic for Pet G, poopy for PLA.
Not that I hear, but hey, whatever.
I think
we-
that's depending on the
We have
person.
a smooth sheet too, because
Smooth sheet's fantastic.
why would I not order 2 sheets?
Correct. Which is probably why it took an extra month for you to get.
No, so I actually apparently you can have the frame signed, and I thought, oh, I'm going to do that, and then the response back was, cool, if you want to wait an extra 3 months.
Oof.
But I felt like replying with, what's Joseph doing? He's at the factory every day on lockdown getting haircuts and shit. Like, come on now.
Right?
Yeah,
It's not like he's traveling the world and they have to wait for him to get back before they can have him sign it, right?
I didn't even know that was an option.
It's a very rare option, and I only heard about it through a random grapevine.
I think I know that grapevine.
It is a PSU and heat bed.
Greg's Maker Corner had a bad experience with the regular PEI sticker. It always got destroyed when he forgot to use glue stick with Pet G.
Yeah.
That is a, you know what? That is a thick ass piece of.
It is, isn't it?
That is beefy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that? Is that carbon fiber sheet or is it?
That's
Oh
acrylic?
no, is it aluminum or is it? Yeah. So it's aluminum. It's powder coated.
Oh, I always thought they were like carbon fiber, not metal.
And here's the. Wow, that's got some
Another-
beef to it too.
Yep.
So Llama, look how thick this is. Okay, so that's the frame.
That's the tower, right?
It's that's the main upright of the frame.
Stick that bed carriage inside that. I wonder if they cut one right out of the other and that's the scrap.
Are they the same thickness?
Yeah.
I bet they do.
Let's do it all scientifically. Fuck it. Yeah, sorry, internet. We're swearing tonight. It's happening. So they are the exact same thickness. And it would stand to reason from a manufacturing perspective that if you're gonna use the same products, like the same parts, just now you're
What else would they do with that plug from the frame?
right. All right.
Depends.
We're gonna set. Bob gave me a good pro tip. Is he said, I don't have enough space, so I'm putting stuff out of frame. I'm putting it like setting stuff on my Predator. It's just how it's gonna happen. I'm sorry. The MMU is looking on in excitement.
Good evening, Jerry.
Everything is too small.
Chris Travis
Wow.
agrees.
All right.
Way too small.
Smooth rods and some cloth is probably in this thing, right?
Yeah, the texture, the sleeves.
Mesh
with
cloth.
wire.
Yeah. Oh, those are nice.
You'll find that when they cut them, they used heated whatever.
And
So
it
they're-
sealed the end up.
So you're going to have to use your clippers and cut that seal back open.
Yeah, that's okay. We are not doing electronics tonight by any way, shape, or form because you do not wire things late at night, and
It's going
just
to take
gonna
care of
happen.
it.
Sean,
would yeah.
I can see that. So my Predator is amazing, and it is absolutely 100% not stock. Because the board that comes on it is a 32-bit board that they designed themselves from Anycubic, running Qi2 firmware, which has nothing to do with Qi2 box, but it's actually called Qi2 firmware. It actually adds, most G codes are added as an 8000 in front of it. So if you want to save something, you have to send an 8500. But you can't do some things in it, like it's got some stuff locked down. So trying to set the E steps and stuff like that is a real nightmare. This Predator is now an SKR 1.4 turbo, 2209s, TFT 35, Wham Bam plate the size of a extra large pizza, genuine Bondtech extruder, genuine E3D all metal hot end, 240 by 10 blowers, a new 20 millimeter sun-on fan for the hot end, Capricorn tubing in between, relocated the filament runout sensor, cleaned up all the wiring. Yeah. And like I said, I mean, a pizza plate,
Yeah, that's nice.
which I promptly screwed up day one.
These
Which
things
is why, if you ever order Wham Bam sheets, they're awesome. They last a long time. They work fantastic. PETG loves to eat them alive, and nozzles hit them. Just order extra sheets to go on top. Buy the kit, and then order the 3-pack of sheets. The sheets are cheap. It's the steel you're mostly paying for. Yeah, Sean, hit me up if you have any questions about it. I can direct you in all the right locations. The firmware is already pre-compiled by a bunch of people for different boards, so it's straight up easy. Okay.
Da, 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 da.
Let's look in this box. I know it's not the sequence we're supposed to do things, but I want to look.
You look. You do what you want, Monkey Man.
It's my party, and I'll do what I want to.
That is it. You are absolutely correct.
It's not like they're going to fly to Canada and repossess it.
You know what I'm going to tell you? That is a bright orange.
Yes, it
Right.
is.
And now I'm really confused because Bart, I don't know if you know DE Printman out of Netherlands. He's got a bunch of PRUSAs and SL1, a couple of stuff. He printed his print room PRUSA orange, essentially.
Oof.
And I don't know how he does it in there now without sunglasses on every time he's in there. Oh, here we go. That's the one we wanted to find.
That's like Jerry's room. You ever see him video with all his orange crap?
It's actually a really nice print, too. I've seen a lot of mixed
Yeah,
results with some of them.
It's kind of hit and miss with some of their stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some issues on the side here. Not a layer shift or anything like that, just how it is. Yes, I've seen the orange juice bear.
I was
There's
poking
some-
around the internet last night and just saw his cheese log.
Yeah. Oh, these are fancy. Oh.
Fancy.
Okay,
And we got a
assembly
Josh
complete.
in the chat.
Josh! There, I'm going to repost this because I can. You know what? We're not going to try to just ram things together. Instructions, Jordan, instructions.
Wait, you're going to read the directions?
Dude, I am doing this 100% stock. Stock printer. I'm not changing a fan. I'm not changing a wire. I'm following the orange, the color, like the diagrams. I'm going to use the default PRUSA slicer profiles. Stock. Okay, those are down there. This big old bastard.
Fernando, no, this is his first PRUSA.
Spare parts bag. Well, that's cute.
That's very handy.
Now, I heard rumor
Uh-oh.
that I might have an extra. Oh, yeah, there's the extra ball bearing.
Yep.
That thing goes missing, apparently.
If you're not careful, it's pretty easy to lose.
All right, let's do a little knoll. Oh, there's the high quality tools.
The pliers are really handy.
The only thing I need out of this is screwdriver. I can't find one down here right now.
What the hell did I do? Oh, dumbass.
I'm not sure you're going to need it.
Hey,
I'm trying to figure out why my camera's not working.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to kick you out until then?
No, I'm still.
Okay. Hey, buddy.
What's up?
What's up, alien?
There's my extruder. Nice. The y-axis. And inside this y-axis bag
Are your bearings? Some of them. They're actually split between two different bags.
are Misumi bearings. Yeah, that makes sense to split them. Oh, speaking of which,
Yep.
here's a bag that's leaking lube.
Lube.
Delightful. X-axis.
If you look at those bags, each one is labeled with the step number that you'll need them in.
Yes. I'm noticing that, and I'm kind of trying to heat them up so I can organize that a little.
There's usually 2 bags for each step. One is going to be the hardware, like you're going through there now, and the other is going to be your printed parts to go along with that step.
Yeah. And the magnets are kind of a pain in the ass right now.
Sean, I always make dinner late.
It's not late. It's only 6 o'clock.
What's wrong with your logo? It's got like a weird white S in the middle of it.
What, this right over here?
No, the actual logo, yeah.
That's called Jordan doesn't have professional grade StreamYard. So, or XSplit, sorry.
Oh, I got you.
So that's
Watermark.
the XSplit logo.
I got you. All right.
And I'm not
I
paying for
wonder
it.
what the hell that was. I just noticed that. I was like, wait a minute, there's something wrong with his logo.
Yeah, it's always like that. There's a IPA wipe. That's always nice. Put that in
And an acupuncture needle, just in case you get overstressed.
a little good time lube.
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 Some high quality yip
Yeah, I'll
ties.
get off my lube. Lube.
Ooh,
Need some lube.
a black USB cable. I appreciate this.
Why?
I hate the blue ones. They're just a pain in the ass. That's all.
How long were you on the waiting list to get that?
For the printer,
Mhm.
I paid for it May 17th.
And
There's my
So
that's
2
right.
months.
timing.
extruder box. Ooh, goodies.
Oh, the fancy
All the fun bits.
stuff.
All the fun
I
bits.
want one of those.
Jesus. Okay.
There's a website you can go to and buy one, Llama.
I did not realize how small that Pinda is.
It's tiny, isn't it?
I thought it was bigger. I thought it was at least like bigger as my pinky, right?
Nope. Big ballpoint pen size.
Yeah.
There's a thing on my wallet, Bob, that laughs every time I try and buy something.
I got a nice black Noctua in there. It's nice. Cute little E3D sticker. Fan, hot end. Ooh, nice. It's tightened. That's handy. Oh, here you go, Llama.
What is it?
It's Czech Republic glue stick.
There you go. I don't use glue stick much except for with PEI. I mean,
Oh,
PET.
it's the white one too.
And I probably don't need to. I don't know it well enough.
All right,
I don't
put that aside.
I don't know what I'm doing with it really.
And those are the motors, so I don't need those for right now. There's the y-axis. I think gummy bears. I'm not eating those in order on the bag. That's the one thing I'm going to deviate from the instructions.
I don't know that they've updated their instructions to account for the smaller bag.
I think it tells you now to lay them out. From what I remember, you lay them all out, and then it says eat a percentage of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever see that video where the guy did the marching gummy bears and did the whole time lapse of the build, and he was did the gummy bears marching around the printer and crap?
So you've officially finished step 1.
Unboxing.
Now, on to Step 2.
Assemble your printer using glue stick.
Crazy glue, baby. Crazy glue that thing together.
I'd gloop it, but my gloop's only for PLA. Now, is that desk that you're working on there nice and flat?
It's a sheet of MDF.
So no.
Yeah, generally.
MDF's pretty flat.
I've actually flattened out printers on this, no problem.
Good.
Yeah. MDF
Yeah.
is-
That's
if it's
the one
folded
thing.
properly, MDF will sit flat.
As long as you don't stress it. Now this is like 1/2 inch, so it's not too strong, but as long as you don't stress it crazy, it's MDF is good that way.
MDF will be flatter than plywood, generally. Why we used to make signs out of it. Or was that MDO? MDF? I can't remember.
M5 by 16 screws, 16. Wow.
Now, Sean Chronister and Chris Travis are both saying to Loctite those screws, but I have not done that on any of the printers that I've built and have not had an issue yet.
I never use Loctite on screws, but I don't have to.
Loctite kind of evil.
Loctite is generally unnecessary. Generally. Not
Oh, the little...
You're like really into
It is.
printing those things now, huh, Josh? I can't even get rid of them anymore. No one around here wants them no more. We're like,
Is that your print bite?
Yeah. It just finished printing, so it's not cool yet.
Yeah, you got to wave it around like you just don't care.
is that a flex sheet?
Yeah, I put it on a flex sheet.
Okay.
So apparently the Loctite thing was a joke.
Oh, thank you. Humor? Noted.
The problem with Loctite, if you ever want to take it apart, I mean, it works and everything. It's just when you go to take it apart, you have a big crusty mess and screws don't torque properly after.
And we have Tom in chat.
Hey, Tom.
It is Tom, actually. No, Tom, I already built it once, took it apart, and we're doing it again on stream. Okay.
Doing it for you, Tom.
Yeah, Mike, I'm using the palette. I was, like, the first couple days, I was manually hot swapping, but I got tired of babysitting the prints.
Dude, the palette is so much better for that because you just don't have to touch it.
Yeah.
And now that I've created my own template, so everything's layered, it's so much easier.
And also the purge when you're doing just simple color swap. So when I did, I don't know if you remember seeing just before I went away, before I got my surgery, I did these visual tiles for my wife where they were like braille dots on it and everything like that.
What sheet is that?
I used it. I used.
What's that build service? It don't look like PEI.
It's a build
Print bite.
Print bite?
Yep.
Come, I've never seen that.
It's a fancy European non-blue tape making.
I talk about it all the time on my streams.
I've heard of it. I've just never seen it. I didn't know.
I love it.
Let me guess. You carry it in your store.
Nope, sure don't. It's too expensive.
Too expensive.
But the stuff lasts. My first 2 sheets of print bite, I had them on my ANA 8.
It's not orange either.
Do what?
Mike's telling me it's not blue. I said it's not orange either.
But my first 2 printers, my ANA A8s, I had print bite on for over a year. The printers died. I mean, the stuff just lasts. And it works.
And we will be assembling this using quality
Then why don't
drivers.
Jeep.
But yeah, so my mom bought a Jeep, and it's alien green.
Hello, Rosa.
So
Oh,
she
is that supposed to be like
requested,
headlights in your grill?
she requested that cheap ones. I put tire tracks on the sides.
Did you? Oh, that's cute.
So Rosa's in the chat, and I can hear the echo that tells me my wife is also in the chat.
Let me yell upstairs. Hi, Renee.
Ooh. Now,
Chris, you're not in the
How you're
stream,
healing.
buddy. Where are you?
now Monkey's wife's gonna come up and be like, who's Renee?
Why are you yelling at her?
No, I was on a Discord chat earlier for Vedran's birthday with Tom, Vedran, Grumpy, a couple others, and she came downstairs as we were talking about Pokon's love of penises. She was a mite bit confused there.
Just a mite bit.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know how people assemble these things without real screwdrivers.
Yes, I concur with you.
Well, I used the WoW stick when I did it.
Yeah.
Not sure if you answered because I wasn't listening, but Rosa asked how you're healing.
Oh, how I'm healing? So I've got timeout from printers for gross stuff for a minute. I got like 90% of the stump's all healed up. There's like one spot that's about yay big around that the internal sutures, they basically, my body's rejecting them. So it eroded a hole. So I've just had to add some extra. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. It's just I had to do a little extra
Cleanup
stuff to it.
It'll bleed forever if they don't clean it up.
No, it's not bleeding at all. Nope, there's no bleeding. It's not. It's weeping a very, very tiny amount because of the material that we're using now. But today I actually found a legit hole, the depth of a Q-tip head, in the end of my leg. So I'm going to talk to my nurse tomorrow about that because that's weird. Again, doesn't hurt, just weird.
Well, that's your emergency screw holder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you screw your pirate leg in.
Yeah. So there was a spot of skin there that just didn't want to dry out properly or something. So I think that's all it is.
Kind of like the back view of these. You can't see the gold.
Josh says, let's change the subject.
No, it's good.
Oh, that was gross.
Yep. But otherwise, I mean, everything's... He's happy.
Yeah, there you go.
You guys are old enough to know that, but we used to have these like eraser bags when I used to do drafting back in the day. I don't know if you ever saw those.
Used many of them.
They were bags full of a little ground up eraser because as you draw with your hand, you drag through the graphite and you
prevents the
sprinkle
smudging.
this stuff on there, and that's just what that looked like when you put it up there. First thought was
I'm real glad that my leg looks like a bag to you, Llama. That's great.
Well, with the bandage the way you got it, it looked like an eraser bag.
It also looks like a chalk or resin bag for either weightlifters or professional pool players.
Yeah. Same look.
So that white light part is actually a different kind of it's like a shrinker sock thing. The other part, the darker, this stuff is actually, this isn't my skin. This is a shrinker. It's almost like a pair of nylons, like a thick pair.
Yeah.
That's designed to help make everything shaped. Because the big deal is next Friday, provided that nothing medically changes, they're going to cast me for my leg.
Nice.
Cool.
So I will have a leg on Tuesday, they said.
So you're doing good then, because they won't even touch that until the swelling's down and everything.
Oh, yeah, no, it's literally just a hole in my leg and I'm good.
Yes.
All right. Bob,
Yeah.
step 3.
Step 3.
Done.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Don't tighten those all the way down until everything.
Might I suggest we move on to step 4?
You know what? Good, sir. Step 4, delightful. So they don't do it by scan.
1,985 million.
I forget how many steps there are, but yeah, they don't do it by digital at this place. They do it the old-fashioned way, but I'm gonna be able to get scans of stuff anyways. I'm working on something.
Oh, they're gonna fucking silicone mold it. I'm assuming
Yeah, so they basically what they do is they
cast it.
put a liner on my leg. So the
Yep.
liner is the interface between your leg and the hard part. Then what they do is they wrap that in saran wrap so they don't wreck it. Then they put this little tiny, like really thin sleeve on there of material. I don't know if you ever had a cast, but it's that first layer they put on before they put a cast on.
Yep.
Then they plaster bandage it, let that set, and go. On the sleeve part that they put on there, they actually draw up on there different markers for them for where bones are or issues that need to be like, shave a little here, put a little padding there, that kind of thing. Then they take that cast to the back, they fill it with plaster, let it set.
Yeah, and they reverse mold it.
And then they reverse mold it. And then, so that plaster cast becomes, now there's something they can shape, right? So they can take those little markings, they can pull out a little bit, they can add a little bit when they need to here and there. Then they're actually, for the first ones, they vacuum form a sheet, like sheet acrylic over it. Because your first socket is like sheet acrylic.
Monk cocky leg. We'll put a war cocky on your leg.
I do not want a cocky on my leg.
I do not want a cocky on my leg.
Somebody's getting a call.
Demonetized.
Wait, are you saying I make money on this thing?
No, but
So don't worry about making those too loose just yet, Jordan.
I'm just going to back them off a hair just because it's wobbly a bit.
Well, that's fine. Until you put the front and back plates on, it really doesn't matter.
I know, but Mike made a good point. I shouldn't have tightened them all the way down the first time.
Yeah.
You're going to have to loosen them and retighten them again when you get those plates on there anyway.
That's the best part of it.
Low battery.
Low battery.
Low battery. Let's plug it in. Plug it in.
Step 5. Logo is on the front with the long ones. Good. Short extrusions are on the back. Now let's get some plates.
I should go take a shower. It's 9 o'clock. I'm all gooey and sweaty from freaking hot and steamy day.
I'm so glad I was able to hot and steamy you up there, Llama.
It's supposed to cool off a little tonight.
It was starting to cool down.
You could have a stump cocky.
No.
No. Absolutely not.
All right, let's see. Rotate the frame with longer extrusions towards you. Place the front plate on the extrusions. Don't tighten them. There's a dimple. What the hell is the dimple for?
Which dimple?
Why does it say extruding?
It's a dimple. I think that goes to the inside.
It does. It doesn't really matter.
It does now.
Okay, my 0.8 nozzle is extruding at 1.19.
Well,
what's your extrusion multiplier at? 300?
No, it's actually down 92%.
Is your nozzle worn out?
No, it's just freaking steel coated.
That doesn't mean it's not possible.
Yeah, what are you printing?
It's not old enough to be possible. It would have to be off in the first place. I only got it back in Christmas.
Which is possible.
And this thing has printed much in the last. I printed a lot of.
Okay, so what's your line width set up there, Mr. Idea Maker is the best slicer on earth today?
I don't know.
Mr. Llama, all the things.
I just upped it because the cube actually came out small. Because the cube is now. Is this the right cube? Yeah. The cube is 19.7.
Yeah, that's.
19.8.
I wonder, does Idea Maker override your steps per millimeter X and Y?
No, it can. It's not. I don't have it set. But it's changed since with this carriage because the belt paths are straighter now than they used to be. And I had to counter that and all that crap.
So my wife wants to know what that printer is behind Alien. I mean, that's the Tesseract. That's a custom printer that Josh is making.
That's the printer that Bob's buying next.
No. I've already got approval for Vikings printer.
Vikings printer.
I just have to make her a she shed first.
Yes, you do.
Vampire Viking.
Okay. I skipped a step. There we go. This is a very important step.
Have a gummy bear.
Nope. That's for a silver PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah. You've got the black one.
So I want 1, 2.
Yes, you do.
Done.
Victorian she shed. It's not just a she shed anymore. It's a Victorian she shed.
Yeah, well, if you're going to she it up, you might as well she-wee it right.
Tom, you know how
This has been a discussion many times. I know exactly what she wants.
Tom knows what a she shed is. He's sitting in one right now, unless he went back into the house. A she shed is the opposite of a man cave. It's an outdoor shed for the wife to get away from the dude and the kids and the dog and the house. And maybe she keeps her printers out there.
No, you've got a man cave, Tom.
No, Tom's got a shack.
Oh, does he have a she shed?
Yeah, so all his printers are out in the shack.
Well, that's a man cave.
Yeah.
No,
that's a man
no,
cave.
not a man cave because it's actually a shed.
Yeah.
He has a
man
shed
cave
in the
gotta be
garden.
basement.
Josh, this is a man cave.
Any area where a man has all his stuff and can chill out is a man cave.
Sure.
I'm going to stay out of the rest of this conversation until we start calling them slut huts.
Okay.
No,
We are on
that's what bachelors have at their house.
flat surfaced. Tightening time.
You're not going to want to hang out in a dollhouse to complete his prints. Why not? You never know. He just might. Maybe Bob does want to hang out in a dollhouse and play with his printers.
Bob's staying awfully quiet.
He's got a good little smile on his face, like, I'm going to put printers out there just to piss her off.
I don't think that would piss her off because there's a little white truth that goes behind all of this, and that is she bought that stuff.
If anybody wanted to pop in that isn't popped in,
Yeah. That's get away from me stuff. Here, have a toy. Go away. I want a color. Leave me alone. Here, have a printer. You know, there's this awesome company called Alien 3D that when you buy stuff, they leave you personal little notes.
they sure do.
They buy stuff off them because they're awesome.
Well, with as much stuff as you llama up,
You're
don't have
you're,
your mic on, Josh.
you're keeping Josh in business.
I'm not. I buy very little from Josh, unfortunately. I'd like to buy filament from him, but I can't afford the shipping. The shipping always ends up being too much. Otherwise, I'd have a. You don't have your mic on, Josh. You're not getting any audio.
If you ever want to order filament from me, let me know, and I can do a quote using UPS instead of USPS. And more than 2 rolls, it comes out cheaper shipping UPS.
There you go, Llama. 10 rolls. Buy them up.
Well, I have my monthly allowance coming up, so I just might, because I'm going to need a couple of rolls, and I want some freaking Alien News, man.
I'm going to order some more of that soon.
I think I want, because you got PETG Alien News, right?
Yeah.
Which I think looks better.
It looks the same.
It looks better than the probed, I think he means.
Oh,
Well,
I've got
PETG generally, I don't know, for me, PETG looks more crystally, if that makes sense.
I like
Print it. Looks,
right.
I don't know.
I have probed green, which is a darker green, and then the PLA and the PETG look exactly the same to me.
Good. I just always found PETG just looks.
How's your wobble, Jordan?
Clearer.
I'm not tight yet, so I'll tell you in a second.
It looks crystally. It's the only way I can think of to describe it. I've had 2 PLAs and PETGs in the same color, and I don't remember who the hell it was. Who was it? It might have been Hatchbox. But the PETG always looks like if you do a vase or something, it just looks better. It looks more.
All right, so this is PLA.
Yeah.
And this is PETG.
Yeah, see, the PETG looks, I mean, even with your camera, it looks more translucent-y, clear-y, kind of.
Well, this part's thinner. Don't look at this part. It's thinner.
Yeah.
Look at the thicker parts. I don't know. It's there. It's a little
yeah,
bit.
the color's similar.
Plus, this is only 2 walls.
I always thought PETG looked better.
I don't know. I think they look identical.
Bob, what do you think? You approve?
Looks good.
I mean, if I can.
Well, of course, you can always do that. But what you're looking for is just to make sure it doesn't. Yeah.
It does not shimmy, wobble, or nothing.
Yep.
Okay.
No shimmy, shake.
And you got your 2 T-nuts in the side of the back member there.
They're right in my member. A little member.
So
I
yes,
am not
honey.
Going to put the.
First, I asked about his wobble, and now I asked him to check his member.
I'm not putting the rubber feet on yet. I'm skipping that step because I can move it around easier on the table without rubber feet.
Those rubber feet are awesome, and they'll go in easy whenever you're ready for them.
Yeah. Should be tapping front of extrusion and back of extrusion in an angle.
Tap that.
I did diagonally.
No, push down on that front corner. Push on the other front corner, and just look for any kind of a wobble that way. Is what he's trying to say.
Oh yeah. No, there's none. I love MDF for that. It's fantastic. Okay.
All right.
Are you out of here, Llama?
I think they have changed the feet, Mike.
Well, that thing's hot.
They're the square kind.
That's the feet for that? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're nice little rubber feeties.
Hello, Jimmy's wife.
Bag 2.
Hey, how are you tonight?
3, 4, 5.
Gosh, have you sent her bottle caps yet?
No.
We'll send her some bottle caps, will you?
Man, I got 50 million things, and sending bottle caps isn't always on my forefront of my.
Yeah, but this is Jimmy. Come on.
The happy extruder. Good evening.
I have them set aside and boxed already.
Look, Ron, I'm one of the cool kids now.
So this is my thought on the Tesseract that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So these are gonna go on the bottom or on the corners. So I didn't clean the sports off that.
Yeah.
And then the extrusion sets on this, right? And then I got these rubber feet that are stickered for the corners. I'm hoping they work out good. They're anti-slide rubber.
Why don't you make them out of TPU?
No, I got enough crap to print.
Now, my only suggestion is that you do was there a plastic piece for the corner, or is it just straight on the aluminum?
No, that you weren't.
Yeah,
watching.
perfect. Yeah, sorry, I missed
Yeah.
that part.
No, these are going in the corner, and the extrusion's going on top. Here.
Yes, perfect.
And then I'm putting the
Yes.
no
So
slide
what I
rubber
did
feet thingy.
on this one back here, the stock rubber feet that are on there, I modeled a little riser with a hole, and I just threaded those into there instead of the little mounts that they had them on. And that's it.
That's my plan, anyways.
I can't wait for all these screws to fall over like dominoes.
That is pretty nice. Hard to not focus. Come on, focus.
So when you put those square nuts in, you'll be able to push them in with a small Allen key until you can see through the threaded hole.
Yep.
You're not buying without tout TPU feet? Why? These things are no slide rubber.
It's called shit disturbery.
Greg's Maker Corner, I've got a batch of those square nuts from, I think, Printed Solid.
Yeah, Printed Solid has them. Square nuts around here are, in my opinion, hard to get a hold of sometimes.
I bought a bunch, plus there's extras in your spare parts kit.
Yeah, well, that's good because I'm going to use them.
Anyway, I'm going to go take a shower. I'll be back.
Okay,
Don't
bud.
threaten us.
Yes. Enjoy your printer build there, buddy. I'll probably
Thank
be
you.
back 10, 15 minutes anyway, so you won't be done then. How long are you going to be able to sit there with your leg in that chair?
I don't know. I drove 4 hours north, so I think I'm good. Yeah,
So it's not bothering you then to sit anymore?
not today. There was one day while we were gone on vacation, I literally just couldn't move. I had to just spend the day in bed.
It happens.
And
I'll be back.
here's my pro tip, Bob. Get them seated. Take your ball end and just
Stick
go
it right
boop.
through the hole. Yep. Lines them up
Boop.
perfect.
They don't dick around then. A spare 20 millimeter screw to pull the nuts into the slots. Yeah, on some of the stuff, I'm going to use some spare hardware that I have and follow the directions and stuff.
You don't even need a spare one. There's always in each of the steps that you need it, one that you can use.
Until you need to use it.
Yep.
Well, I also changed the X and Y motors to
If you're using the closed loops.
closed loops.
I saw
you go
those.
straight to gas engine.
Dude, those are going to be sweet. I'm really tempted to order a set and wait 6 months for them to show up from AliExpress because I just want to try them. I saw the video that
AliExpress.
Teaching Tuck, Michael, he made, and it looked fantastic.
You should be. I didn't look too far into the details, but I think the driver is integrated into the board.
So yes, the driver is actually on the ass end of the motor.
Yeah, I wish they'd make it to where you could swap out the driver.
There's probably going to be another iteration. What would be nice though is if you could if you could have the rotary encoder mounted on the back of the motor and that screen elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I would like just a wire from the rotary encoder that maybe has like an X frame to screw into the motor so that bounce on the back of the motor. And then remotely is my screen and buttons and stuff.
$1 million idea. You better go patent it.
I'm already loving the texture on these prints. Like I can't wait to start printing shit with texture. I never really bothered with textured sheets and stuff like that, honestly, because most of the stuff I'm printing is like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a flat bottom. Who cares what it looks like on the bottom? Or some of my nicer ones that I have on display upstairs, I actually cut EVA foam strips, like pieces, and I put underneath of it as a whole bottom. So the whole bottom is covered in EVA foam. But I'm going to reprint the cover, this right here, for this, because it's smooth and it looks good in the Alien News. I think it's going to look 10 times better in
With
texture.
Yep.
Yeah, Greg, you can order the kit to where you can make any stepper closed loop. But I did not do that. I went ahead and ordered the full thing. And I ordered directly through Big Tree.
Take the first set and stick them in the...
Hopefully it doesn't take 3 months.
So Jordan, when you're done and you start actually printing with it and you want to try and use that textured sheet, on the machine, you can flip back and forth between the textured and the smooth sheet.
Yes, I can.
Go ahead and do your first layer calibration on both sheets so that when you print a part and it gives you problems on one, you can try the other easily.
And Jordan, I'm with you. I like the textured on the
for covers and like honestly for like any kind of covers or anything like that, it's texture all the way. I'm sorry, it's just it just somehow gives it like same as the frame. Okay, if this was smooth, I don't know that it would give it as much like presence. It just looks better.
And if that was smooth, it would show off fingerprints a lot more.
That too. All right. Now to tighten those up without cracking them. Bob, how's the chat? What am I missing?
Not too much.
Jeremy's there. Hey, buddy. Did the latest firmware have that option of multiple sheets like Cocky's always talking about, or is that just only his build?
No, I think
I've
it's
got
the latest.
2 for sure.
It's the latest because Shane Fuga was talking today. He's got one for like 6 different sheets that he has.
Yeah, but that might be a aftermarket profile, right? Like an aftermarket board setup or something.
It's the new part of.
It's the latest firmware. Okay.
Firmware, yeah.
Brian Vines. The frame does sparkle like a pretty vampire.
I've got both of my machines running right now, or I would go in and go through the settings for you, Jeremy. But it should be fairly simple. I think it is just hit that encoder wheel and it'll take you to tell you if you're on smooth one or textured one, hit the button and it'll flip to the other.
See, the way I do it in PRUSA Slicer, you know how you have your printer set up?
Mm-hmm. You just add a Z offset in that?
Yeah, I just add a Z offset
yeah, you can do that.
Each sheet that I have in PRUSA Slicer.
See, I do the live on the machine and set it to the sheet codes. Then I can use the same G code regardless of which sheet I've got.
Right.
See, and I like that idea too because, like for testing and just for playing around, it'd be nice just to be able to click print, change the bed, click print. Okay. Step 16 completed.
Step 17.
Pairing the Y idler, also known as the idler.
So here's one of those steps where you have to recess those hex nuts.
Yeah, and I'll show you my trick that's probably going to work out just as well.
I know exactly what you're doing and it'll work.
So I take a nut and I put it on there, and then I stick it on here, and then I go and I push it in, and then you just unscrew it.
There may be a couple of parts where the hole just isn't clearanced quite enough.
And then you got to do it from the other side. Yeah.
Yep.
But this has always worked for every build I've ever done. And you got to remember, half the stuff that I've built before, I'm the one designing the printed part. So sometimes it's pretty screwed up. That needs to be a lock nut. Oh, and there's Joe winking at me.
Thanks for the tip. That's where you go to set up your sheets.
Nando, You're the man. Or you can also just manhandle it in.
Sometimes.
She'll go.
Now, that one's your lock nut, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I hate manual leving. I'm about to put a BL touch on my dang Sidewinder.
Now make sure when you put that
Oh,
yeah,
look at that fun.
once you put that in, make sure that it can still
Hang
spin
on.
freely.
Hang on. I don't know if you'll be able. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Focus. Can you see what's in the middle of that?
Oh, for crying out loud.
That's a
Push.
good thing. Good thing I noticed that, eh?
Right?
Just a little bit of grease.
As
Little
soon as
lube
you
held
put
her in.
something- as soon as you put the screw through it, you just,
Oh, I'd know.
The problem is you put the
That's
screw
what you know.
through after it's encapsulated in the plastic, so it wouldn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah. So you put the. Let me
yeah.
know if you guys. Do I need
It'd
to
have
put
got
this
jammed, and
camera
you'd have been like,
closer,
"What
or-
the hell?"
Is the camera good? What do we think?
Camera's good to me.
I'd say since you only have the one camera, where it's at is good.
Okay, let me crank this all the way down. No can spinny, and we're gonna back it off. Right until she's nice and spinny.
There you go.
Yeah, Greg, that's the reason they switched to a plastic probe instead of the old aluminum ones, because the aluminum ones were catching on prints and pulling prints off beds, and or screwing up the actual BL touch because there was no give.
Do you see the little divot in the top of the plastic piece?
Yeah,
That goes up.
I determined that answer myself. Thank you. But I like you're on board, Bob. This is good.
You give me a job, I'm going to try and do it.
Listen, so before I got hurt, I used to do HVAC, right? So a lot of troubleshooting and fixing of many different types of heaters and burners and boilers and water heaters and air conditioners, all kinds of different stuff. And it never ever hurt when my buddy who was working with me or either of us said, "Hey, remember this?" Good. Because there is many times where you could be like, I don't, whatever, just good, go with it or something. Like, and it ends up being just wrong.
Well, plus on that step, I wasn't paying attention when I built the second one and put it on upside down.
Whoa. There's some
Spinning.
speed moves on that thing. Okay.
Welcome to step 21.
Motors. Now. X. Why?
That's nice, Fernando. I like it.
What's Nando doing now?
Tell me I got small and beady eyes.
Bob's on it. He is charged up like a battery, and he is looking to work.
Oof. That was below the belt.
All right. We have one motor. We have one printed dingus.
So not only do they label the back of the motor that says Y motor, but they also label the end of the cable.
Oh, look at that. They did too. That's nice. I just looked at the back of the motor because I knew to look for that. Because, like I said, I've read these instructions once already. It was funny because everyone's like, oh, take your time, read the instructions, yada, yada. And I was like, okay, cool. But there's only so much you can read before you actually just have to do it.
Correct. Brian Vine's making the jokes.
Nice. Are you on the treadmill, Brian, or on the elliptical? What's the deal here? Clean up your tools, Jordan. It makes things easier.
You only need
Okay.
about 3 of them, so you should be okay.
Now, orientation of this. Sorry, I'm trying not to like exclude what's going on here.
If you just hide our names, it would probably
But I like people knowing that I'm a captain now. Okay, wire. Done. What I like is that all the screws in the step are the exact same frickin' screw.
They did break it up pretty nice.
That's like, there's some very clear. So here's the thing. Like, again, a lot of people always like to, this is the best first printer for people and everything. And I'm not 100% certain if this is the best first printer as a kit.
Probably not.
But
I think for a first printer, you kind of want something to get you hooked on the hobby first.
yeah, and maybe don't have. So here's the other thing. In Canada Land, this kit cost me $1,400.
ouch.
Which is approximately 900. Like for you guys, if you had to pay the same amount of tax and everything too, it would have been somewhere in the order of like $960. But it's one of those things that I, fortunately, for once, had the money and also have had the desire to get this damn printer since everybody told me you need to buy this printer.
So Brian's got a good point here. With as detailed as the instructions are, I mean, it walks you through every step if you pay attention and read them. So if you're going to go with a kit, it might be one of the better ones to do that with.
Yes, but you need to be mechanically inclined.
Maybe a kit for a first printer, not such a good thing.
Right. If you're not mechanically inclined, a kit is not a good choice for your first printer. If you are going to get a kit, though, this is the one to get because, well, like I said just now, everything is so laid out, so detailed that I'm actually going to cheat for a second. Because again, mechanically inclined, I know it's easier to slide this on now.
It's not so bad after either.
I know, but it's just, there's some stuff that's just a little bit easier just to get.
Give it just a little bit of a gap away from the... Words are failing.
I just want to get it on there so that it's just on, snugged up. It's not tight at all. I can completely change it, but I know that I'm going to have a hard time with it later, so I just don't want to fight with it.
So we're coming up real close here on
a snack break?
A step that you're going to have to decide whether you want to go with the crowd or go with the instructions.
Team vote. Oh, shit. There's Llama.
Because so far, the crowd says you need to lube your bearings.
Right.
That's step 24.
Step 24, X or Y axis, Y carriage. Okay, let's take a look. See. So we're going to scroll down.
Yum.
And there she is. Okay, so printer package contains lubricant, which is intended for maintenance. No need to use it now as the bearings are lubricated.
Coffee ice cream.
Look,
Chocolate and
for
coffee. Yum.
So here's the thing. I'll give you my experience because I got that Prusa in November and that one in May. No, last month. On the first one, I followed the instructions and did not lube them.
Okay.
On this one, I degreased and lubed them. When I made the bear, I degreased and lubed them.
Because these are greasy.
That's assembly oil,
Yeah.
not lube.
No. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go against all the grains, and I'm going to just put a little in there right now.
That's what you want right there, super lube.
Is that
Wish
the
I had that-
PTFE stuff?
Yep. Super lube with Llama's applicator tip.
Okay, so that's the question is should I use some super lube or just use this stuff?
Super lube.
I would go with the super lube.
Damn it, Bob. Where the hell is my lube?
You're a free monkey, even though you are Canadian. You can do what you want.
Either one actually works pretty well. The super lube will just last longer.
I'll lie to you. Canada's probably freer than the States is right now, but that's a problem for another day.
I've noticed the super lube doesn't collect dust like other lubes that I've used.
Yeah.
Where's my lube brush?
Like on my Sidewinder, I use freaking 3-in-1, and the rods on it turned black after a couple months.
So
But
I was using for a long time this WD-40 bike chain lube because it actually clings really well.
That'll actually work just as good.
There, I have this one because this is what I could get.
Now all you need is my lubricating freaking applicator.
Put a screw onto that.
As much as yeah, it does. Here.
Well, you know what? I use this instead. It's called a paintbrush in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, but it doesn't pack it with
This-
the bearings.
Has
Mine
the
actually packs the bearings like a regular wheel packer does.
little grooves in there to line up with those holes and get right into the wheels and the bearing.
Yep. Where did you get that one? That one's not mine.
Sure is.
No. Mine is not round. Mine has a cap on the top that you screw into the top.
That's the cap.
No, mine has a cap that screws it onto the bearing and packs the bearing.
Well,
That's not
this
mine.
one said it was
Similar.
done by Tom Llama, so
It's similar, but that ain't mine.
Thingiverse said it was done by Tom Llama. I was very surprised when I saw that.
Yeah, Ron, I see a lot of people at the maker fairs, their printers are super dirty, like you wouldn't think they'd do any maintenance on them.
Just gonna get a booger of.
Good evening, Devin.
You know what the best part about printing stuff is? You just print extra crap, and then you have stuff. So here is a small 4040 test tube that I made, and it was short, so now I use it for putting lube in.
The lube bowl.
That's his jizz container.
You know what? That's actually a good idea.
Dude, well, look, I don't know if you noticed, but I grabbed a 40, on my desk, I have, a ton of them.
Well, no, I was doing some test prints for something for Renee, so that means that now, small parts tray.
Yeah.
What was that actually for? Holding their pens or something?
Yeah, a friend of hers has a bunch of pins that'll fit that.
Okay.
Yep, small
cool.
parts trays. And I am not afraid to put a little too much lube in these things. I'm not going to lie.
Not gonna degrease them first.
No, we're raw dogging it.
The anti-rust grease they put on those things goes away eventually anyways. Doesn't hurt anything. Everyone thinks you need to take it off, you know. It is a little thicker than regular grease. It's assembly lube. It just makes it so it don't rust while they ship it. Easier to put together.
Holy cow, Devin! How many did you buy?
Well, I'm more concerned with Devin has 4 printers in her house at least, and she bought small parts trays.
Yeah, so I have like those Sortimo bins, right? I got a 2-pack of like nice ones at Lowe's the other day for like $40. So $20 a thing. It's got all the bins in it. It's great.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, I went ahead and started printing small parts bins, and it was taking way too long. So I went to Walmart, and for $10,
Yeah, that's
get
what I mean.
a 2-pack.
Yeah.
So I've got ones in my closet. Like they're a bit deeper than that one, Josh. They're about yay deep. So I've got one of the bins which is just hot ends. The other one is like it's like these are just just nozzles, and this one are just 0.4s and just 0.6s, and over here is just bearings, and over here is just. I keep all my screws in the containers that I buy them in because it's easier.
Yep.
All right.
I actually bought
Lubricated.
a dozen of those containers and then printed a holder for those containers.
Yeah.
That works too.
Don't over tighten the U-bolts.
Let me guess, Bob. The dimple goes down.
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters either, but we're going to do it. You know what? Dimpling up.
Let everybody see your dimples. It's under a print bed. Nobody's ever going to see it anyway.
There's my dimple right there. Little tiny dimple.
I don't think I ever noticed that dimple.
Well, ever since I saw the first dimple, now I've been looking.
And Dan just joined our chat.
Hey, Dan.
Mike says they do
Michael.
tell you which way to dimple it.
What? They tell you the correct bearing orientation. For MK2S owners, the Y carriage is now symmetrical in one direction. Therefore, the dot countersink marker orientation for bearing insertion does not matter. When placing bearings onto the Y carriage, make sure that they are oriented as shown in both pictures. The tracks, rows of balls, have to be on the sides. You know what's great?
You can't see them now?
Kind of.
The lube got in the way and now you can't see them.
Flashlight!
Give me just a second. I'll be back.
Come on, stupid phone. Kids are cute. All right. Rows on the side. Jeez. Yes. Okay, good. And I know somebody who will remain grumpily nameless who installed his bearings incorrectly and ended up putting a score in his smooth rods. Man, there's so much grease on everything.
That, so
Hey.
ice cream.
You should have put some nitrile gloves on first.
Gloves are in hard supply to get new ones of, so I try to be
Gotcha.
limited with them.
Yeah, luckily I had a monthly subscription at Amazon before stuff went crazy. So I've got like 400 nitrile gloves sitting on my shelf.
Now, what would make that much easier for you, Monkey, is if you happen to have a nut driver.
Not that small. Which is okay.
Hey, Michael. I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
I was until I started opening this box.
Then you got excited. Did they give a small wrench in the... No, I don't think they did.
No, they don't.
Slackers. They give you a Phillips screwdriver you don't need, but not the wrench you do.
What the hell?
So yeah, be careful not to over tighten those and screw up the bearings.
Yeah. I have to figure out what over tight is, but we'll get there.
You want it to just be snug enough to hold the bearing without it flopping around, and that's it.
Shane's got his little mini printer printing. My bearing grease model is pretty much everywhere. I think I got it on every downloadable site there is.
PrusaPrinters.org?
Yeah.
Good.
Because I auto-uploaded everything from
Thingiverse.
There, yeah. When they
That's
first
a nice
did it.
feature, eh? It's
they
back
all
now.
they all do that.
So
Yeah,
really
but it's back now.
My Mini Factory did it, and I want to say Shapeways. What's the other one?
Cults.
Cults. Yeah, Cults did it too, but there's another one. Shape something or something shape or I can't remember the name of it. They did it too.
So never let the machines win, Mike.
It's everywhere.
Thingiverse, it's that thing number.
There you go. Now you can do linkies.
So I just had a question from a customer, and I'm not sure how to answer it. He's printing headbands for PPE,
Yeah.
and he wants to know a filament that's more flexible than PETG and PLA.
A lot of places are printing them in TPU.
Yeah.
That seems odd.
Yeah.
I don't know why you need them that much more flexible.
Probably just to fit around people's foreheads, but I guess it depends on what design you're using, because the design I print, it's kind of flexible, but no matter what, it's not going to fit smaller heads perfectly.
See, the problem I've got, I printed a bunch of them for work, and I've got 2 employees who have ginormous craniums. I actually had to stretch them wider.
Yeah, but you just printed them wider, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and honestly, I would just use PLA because it lasts just fine. They're going to warp just a little bit to the curvature of somebody's head over time. So actually, as you wear it, it gets more comfortable.
Yeah. None of that. Like the ones that Monkey was printing and I was printing are different than yours. The outer strut is just a really thin strap instead of being real thick and infilled. It's 2 little lines. They're only like 2 or 3 extrusions. Yeah, like that.
So there's that one. That's the train track one.
What you're printing.
No, not those. The headbands, not the.
The actual headband.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. You can go to hell.
I don't know.
Way to be Canadian.
Yeah, Mike, that's what I was just thinking too. Maybe heat it up.
No, I can. Okay. All right, I'll take a look at it in a bit. Garage.
Print them with less infill. Less shells.
Yeah, depending on what kind of model he's trying to print. I don't know how flexible you're trying to get a headband.
Yeah, it really depends on which headband model.
Yeah. I mean, the ABS is a little more flexible than both of them, but not that much.
Okay, rods.
Middle rods.
Oh, I'll give you the middle rod.
Get print them out of nylon. Have fun with that.
Oh, he's looking for a cheap option.
Yeah. Just tell them to do less shells and less infill. Do a couple of tests to see if it flexes it up enough.
Good evening, Buttram.
Butreon.
Bloodtreon.com.
Sorry, Devin. I don't know how to work this thing.
No, it's fine. I was only there for like 2 minutes.
Okay, because it doesn't like it's not like it dings in my ear and is like, "There's somebody back waiting for you." It's just I have to actually be looking at the screen.
Yeah,
You
you're
will
good.
ding in your ear. There's a setting to make it ding in your ear.
Listen, Llama, I don't have the fancy one. I have the
Yeah, it's part of the whole thing. It's right there in the settings.
Jordan, you can llama him like he llamaed us last night and just boot his ass.
So, Devin, why did you spend $400 on?
Small parts boxes because
Do you think I
Did you buy 1,000 of them?
I bought 25 of them.
Wait, what?
I
No,
bought
for
20
school, right?
that for
Yeah.
school, not my personal money. It was
How
grant
big
money.
are they?
Like the ones
Yeah,
you
but-
got.
When you waste grant money, that leaves you less money for other things that are more important.
No, literally, I wrote this grant specifically to buy small parts boxes.
Okay, but 25 boxes you said you bought?
Yes. Yeah, I bought these. They're Craftsman interlocking parts boxes.
That's what mine are.
So
How
it's an
big are
extra
they?
$15 a piece because it says Craftsman.
You're like that.
No,
Really?
no. If it said DeWalt or Milwaukee, it's an extra.
Can you show a picture of these?
I'm literally pulling it up on Lowe's.com right now.
I keep forgetting that they moved to Lowe's.
Because that's
You'll
like
have to get $100 a month to put it up on-
$16 per parts box.
Yeah.
And like I said, these you get 2 for $10 at Walmart.
See,
Yeah,
we
those
actually
are-
used to have those,
Those
But-
don't last in a school situation.
but and I use those personally. I use the really cheap shit because I trust myself. But when I'm dealing with 10-year-olds and Legos that it took me 8 days to sort,
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
Craftsman ones are way more rugged.
yeah. When I don't want my 10-year-olds to move them all over the place and they
Don't
break.
give 10-year-old your freaking.
How you feeling about it, Jordan?
They're for the 10-year-olds.
It's for my classroom.
Jesus.
See,
One
this
just
is what
fell
you do.
right out.
You put the parts in bins on a
Don't
table.
worry about it too much now until you get it in the holders. Then you can loosen up those U-bolts a little bit, move it to realign everything.
And tell them to take what they need, but don't take the containers.
That's what we do.
2 to the Prusa side.
Well, then you don't need tough containers because they shouldn't be touching them.
Well, they move the containers every day.
Well, yeah, you just smack their hands with a ruler.
It
It is a
no,
Catholic school.
no touchy.
That's how you go to jail nowadays.
Not at private Catholic schools.
All right, Jordan, can
No.
you share my screen for a second?
I mean, I think I could. I don't know.
Dude's a bit busy here.
Okay,
He's lo-
Yeah.
we bought 20 of these.
Those are the same things I use in my tool.
Those are what I have. Those are what I have for my hot
Those
ends and
things
stuff
are
like that.
wicked rugged.
They're $20 each. And what's great is I can put they're sorted, and then I'm modding some of the boxes so that they're smaller, but they're big if I need them to be big. But the kids can take the one little bin and go work with it. But anything other than that, because we had them in bins like that, but didn't have the little pull-out bins, and
Yeah,
it
now
was a
you're-
complete
now
and
those-
total mess.
Now those little 10-year-olds are going to steal those little freaking things that you're allowing them to take back to their table with them. Or if they don't steal them, they're going to lose them. So that's $16 you just gave to their parents or the ninja troll that steals everything.
Why would
Yeah.
my kids steal small parts boxes?
Because they're kids.
Because they're kids. They'll be
I mean,
like,
I've had-
oh, I got a small parts box full of whatever the heck is in this box, and it's about time to go. Boop, in my backpack.
So
Peace
before you
out.
tighten those down, Jordan,
Yep.
you can loosen the screws on the plastic parts that hold the rods in and the U-bolts that are holding the bearings. Move that carriage back and forth a bit to get everything lined up just so.
Well,
Yeah.
let's take a look, see how she's. Oh,
That is true. She can at least print more, but
I can print more. Also, this is for the robotics team, so the parents are already having to pay for them to participate. So,
they got
so,
money.
yeah.
so they can take the stuff home. It's all good.
I mean, if they do, I just say, hey, I need more Legos, and I have parents handing me checks.
Uh-oh.
Kids are
Uh-oh.
evil like that.
My kids are angels.
Yeah, okay.
What's wrong with Jordan?
What's wrong is.
Yeah, that's not really a big deal.
It matters to me, Bob.
I'll give you that.
The instructions.
We're very specific.
They did not say that the printer would jizz on you, though.
Look, you
There's
added
gotta be
all
some
that.
kind of
jizz.
a surprise in the relationship.
No, that was assembly jizz. That wasn't lube jizz. But that's
Good. The printer's got to surprise you however it can. I mean, you guys are just getting started out together.
that's right. This is an intimate relationship, this printer and I.
Mm-hmm. Greg has a point. Don't jerk it back and forth so fast.
No, that's how you go blind.
Hey, I'm 41 years old. I'm not blind yet.
You can't see worse shit. Snips. Where the hell is my?
You've got enough kids. It's time for the snips.
Oh, that happened years ago, man. Years ago.
Hey, look, it's Renee.
So, hi, Renee. Here's one thing that I'm not a fan of so far with this PRUSA kit. Okay, we're gonna have a negative moment here.
How dare
Negative
you.
moment. It comes with the screwdriver that Bob said I'm never going to use. It came with some Allen keys. Okay, fine. It came with a pair of needle nose. Where's my snips, bro?
Nope, not in the kit.
Mine came with a pair.
No, it did not.
No, it did not, Devin. Your
Did it-
printer,
PRUSAs do not come with snips.
they do not come with it.
I guarantee it. And I'm not llama.
There is limited hyperbole in that statement.
Which means you might be wrong.
Maybe I just have so many pairs laying around. I thought it came with a printer.
Oh,
There you go.
I can reach and grab one, but yeah,
You know what else
No
it really
snips.
should have come with?
A nut driver.
a wee little nutty. Okay,
You
and
know
I
what-
think I've lubed up my mouse. That's great.
Those are RC car freaking wheel wrenches.
You are correct, sir. And they work fantastic for the nuts that are in that kit.
They work good on the nozzle too.
Okay, what am I missing steps here? Ensure all the M10 screws and the Y holders are
You
slightly
gotta watch out
loosened.
when the nozzle's hot. You put that on there. You gotta do it
Once
quick,
you've got-
otherwise that wrench heats up.
Once you've got your zip ties tightened down, you can make sure that those screws are tightened and everything's moving smoothly. You're fine. You're ready to go to 32, which you already did.
32 is assembling the Y motor pulley. Yeah. Oh, I see how far back they want it on the shaft. Okay.
But I believe you put it on backwards.
Nope. Collar to the printer. That's what the picture shows.
Okay. Now, I hope you don't like the printer in that orientation. Because you're going to be turning it upside down here in a minute.
Yeah.
Huh. We still need that one. Okay.
Jeremy wants to know what your first print's going to be.
I don't know.
A Pikachu.
The
Yeah,
SD card that it
whatever-
came with is preloaded with test files for you.
The whistle and stuff like that.
The whistle, the Prusa badge, a Batman Batarang, the Benchy's on there.
All of that's happening then.
There's also a castle and a bust of some
Happening.
Egyptian queen.
The Nefertiti bust. There's
Yep.
The dog Buddy,
So-
I think it is.
All right.
Tree frog.
Here's a funny moment right now. So when I first saw, when I first got into 3D printing, and everyone's like was like, "Oh, the MK3, that's the one to get. PRUSAs are the way to go." Yada yada yada. Right.
Mhm.
I saw the picture from the box because that's what's online and everything like that. Right? Is this
Mhm.
is this picture here? Okay, of Nefertiti. Only it's angled in a different direction. I honestly thought that the print bed was angled, like it printed on an angle, and I was like,
Yeah.
"How does that work?"
Yep.
Oh, don't forget there's an Adelinda too.
There is an Adelinda.
There's an Adelinda on there?
There is.
Wow, that's a Brian Vines exclusive.
Yeah, so I
Here,
My
why don't I
goal-
just grab the card and look and see what's on it?
my goal was to get a Prusa when I first got into printing. And I actually printed out all of the Prusa parts in 3DX Tech Xenomorph Pet G.
Okay.
And over 2 years later, I've still not bought a Prusa printer.
Josh, it happens, man.
So
Take the
according
wide
to the
note
G-code files on the card, there's a Prusa dual color, so it's going to want a filament swap, a 3D Hubs Marvin, Adelinda, Batman, Buddy, Castle, a gear bearing, Nefertiti, a Prusa nameplate, a Prusa beer opener, 2 tree frogs, a Triceratops skull, a vase, a whistle, and Benchy.
Done.
Benchy. Gotta do Benchy.
Although the
So-
Benchy might be something I put on there.
Now I have to take some belt, and I take a screw, and I go, screw you.
Oh, one of the mothership prize
There
should be a
you go.
Prusa one year.
Print yourself a poop cocky.
What, Devin?
The mothership prize for like your 3rd anniversary should be a Prusa.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Poop cocky.
Unless I get another
Cocky.
100 or so subscribers before then.
At that kind of money, he's better off giving away a Tesseract.
I need about 700 more subscribers for that one.
Everyone sub to the UFO.
All right, if we get 700 more subscribers, Josh is going to give away a Tesseract, right?
All 15 people watching should subscribe to the UFO.
And the thing is, most of the people in here already are.
Yeah, probably. I'm probably one of the few that is.
Thank you, Jordan.
I just got my box like 2 days ago.
That's a personal thing, Devin.
Yeah, I don't know why yours. There's some people.
I love the
forever.
project, but I think I'm going to go back to the original wiring because the top half doesn't work.
There you go, Bob. Y-axis bit.
Nice. You're going to have extra cord. Or
Oh yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Josh, it's not you. USPS in Fort Worth, which everything in Texas goes through Fort Worth or Houston, is just completely messed up right now.
Look, friggin' UPS has lost about $200 in orders in the last month. And I'm
Damn.
pissed. Like because everybody's wearing masks and they're separating people and everything, only allowing so many people in the main part. The manager there, Reggie, he was like, "Why don't you just use the parcel drop? It's like this roll down that I can just put my orders in and push them into the back." And since I started using that is when I started getting lost packages.
well, sounds
Well,
like there's your
Reggie-
answer for Reggie.
So I am no longer using that. I'm going to the waiting in line and going to the counters.
Oh, that's kind of screwy.
Yeah, because I mean I've had
What's
two PL touches and a Hamera idler kit and some other stuff, and I'm aggravated.
What's up, Jordan?
Oh, just this belt tensioner. I expected it it 2 screws to hold it on, not 1.
Nope, one on each side.
And that's something. Okay, so then this piece, get an M3 nut on this side.
Now, is the belt tensioner on the bottom of that actually easy to use? Because I hated the one on the freaking A-nuts.
I don't know.
like-
We don't.
I
So
like
it's
the
slotted.
tensioner on the bear better.
It's slotted. I wish that there was some way that they did the tensioner the same as the X, where you can pivot it. That would have been nicer.
So on that one, it's not too hard to use because you loosen the one screw that holds. One side stays fixed permanently. The other side, you loosen one screw, and then they've built in a slot for adjustment, and you can adjust it by tightening.
You see what's happening here too is
belt.
You stick this big giant screw through.
That's the one I'm talking about.
The 2. Okay.
The only downside to it is you have to get under the bed to do it.
Yeah.
So on the bear there, the part under the bed is fixed, and all of that tensioning happens where your idler is on the front of the printer.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike, your order that you ordered from me has been in Miami. Or no, it was in.
It's in Miami for the last month.
Well, no, it took 4 days to get to Jacksonville. Sat in Jacksonville for 2 days, and now it's been in Miami since yesterday.
Yeah, and it was at USPS.
Yep.
Yeah, so when my slice stuff came, it sat in Miami for almost a month.
I've
Oof.
got a guy. There's an order. The guy's from Malta. I refunded his order, and he said he'd send me the money if it did ever actually arrive. But I
Some
sent
guy
his,
from Malta, he says.
not that guy.
Not that guy from Malta, the other guy from Malta who printed things.
There's
But
only 2.
Yeah.
but anyway, so I shipped his package out on May 28th. It's been sitting in New York since June 20th.
Okay, then.
Wow.
Okay, so there is not as much extra belt as you would assume. What is going on?
So make sure you don't have it twisted anywhere.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. Kind of how much I can.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Don't bother cutting any of it off yet.
No, I'm not. No, absolutely not. It's just literally I've got like what I would consider to be the bare minimum.
You should have a good 4 or 5 interlocked teeth.
So the interlocking is coming to the outside edge
Yeah.
of the printed part.
Uh-huh. You'll find that that's loose, and you'll actually be able to put in a few more.
Right now, it's not even lining up at all. But we gonna find out real quick here.
Yeah, so freaking
Yeah,
my
make
order.
sure your belt is on the teeth of the motor gear.
My order for E3D that's got some nozzle X's and titanium Hemera heat brakes. It
Titanium
says
Hemera. So
it said it arrived in New York Friday, and it arrived in Chicago on the 23rd. But neither tracking shows that. Like, one of them says it's in New York, the other one says it's in Chicago. And it's
Those
the
are
same
two
package.
very different places.
Right?
I've
So
had a
you're-
Nozzle X sitting in my wallet since January.
In your wallet.
Yes, in my wallet.
You're an odd duck.
Well, I wasn't at home when I got it, and I didn't think it would stay safe in my pockets because girl pockets suck. And so I stuck it in my wallet for safekeeping, and I forgot about it.
Oh,
That thing, if you want to see a really good belt tensioner for the bed, it works smashingly.
How would you know?
Because I have it underneath my bed.
You don't have one of these printers.
Yeah, it'll mount to it. They all work the
like
same.
I don't need a belt tensioner. I need a belt loosener.
It'll do that too.
There's not enough
belt
belt.
on the bottom that tightens and loosens the
Yeah, well,
belt.
there's not enough belt.
Actually,
I am literally a centimeter shy of belt.
Is it the right belt?
It's the one that came in the bag.
No, I know what problem you're having. So you're going to go out of order on this step a little bit, and the screw that holds that part of the tensioner to the bed,
Yeah.
ignore for a half a step. Put in the long screw that you're going to use to tension the belt to put that into place with.
Yeah, that would work too, and it would just because that's probably my problem is I've got a little bit of it's not tightening per se
Yep.
here. How tight do you make these screws to the belt for there? You don't want to crush the belt really, but
Yeah, it doesn't have to be horribly tight. You just want to take up any slack in that screw. You don't have to squish the belt at all.
I'm so confused.
I'm assuming because it has a 6 on it, that means it's 0.6 nozzle.
Yep.
Ah,
He's not quite that far yet, Greg.
put that back.
so much easier to do this step using freaking ball end.
Right?
Because to try to get in here, okay, it's
Yep.
like to get in here with an Allen key would be just impossible. At least with this, I can get on an angle at it and just do exactly what Bob says here and just tighten that shit up.
Have a good night, Fernando.
Later,
Nando. Go from being under the bed to in the bed. Hey, I can just about see the hole.
I keep forgetting he like screams from underneath the bunk bed.
How tight's that belt feel?
Like a frickin' banjo, man. No, that is not enough yet. It's got an angle. Like there is like no real give in this thing. That boggles my mind. Like, just give me a few extra centimeters of belt.
Yeah, that surprises me because I've had too long of a belt on that one on both printers.
Huh. And then this idea of tightening a screw that is under the belt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty poor placement of that.
Especially because the screw is essentially going in.
The other thing you can do that's completely against the instructions
is do it from the top and nut it.
No. Take that front idler off.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Just remove the two screws that hold it to the frame.
Honestly, if I can just loosen the screws enough, that'll be...
If you take it off completely, you can just flip the belt up out of the way.
Anyway, I'm gonna bolt. Go to bed.
Okay.
Later, llama.
These yours.
Later, buddy.
Soon too. My eyes are getting heavy. I've been staying up too late.
Getting late for the alien.
I think I went to bed at 7 a.m. this morning.
That's what you said this morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot I streamed this morning.
I think that is a perfect model for you.
Oh, Rosie?
The robot.
Yep. She's great.
She's got some layer shifts, Devin.
Yeah, I know. Her face came out really shitty. I was gonna print it, but I ran out of filament.
Why didn't you sand her?
Oh, that would be hilarious. Just hollow out the frame of the head, keep the eyes and the mouth, and have a slit down there at the bottom. You can load it from the back. That's your toilet paper dispenser.
I mean, I could. Mike, she's not that big. Only like.
No, she looked huge where she was sitting because she was so close to the camera.
Oh,
It's only like
kidding me right now.
14 or so inches tall.
What's up, Jordan?
Yeah, where you had her sitting, she looked huge.
Oh, that's because she was sitting on top of my laptop.
Perspective.
I mean, if you want huge. Josh, have you seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent size.
So this is a 752.
I'm debating what my first large print on my Tesseract is going to be.
Are the
Guess
threads
what's
buggered?
not? Guess what's not tapped nicely?
Oh,
I'm gonna have to.
so the world's worst screw location, coupled with not fully tapped threads.
So that's why I was having a bit of a hard time getting it in because it's going like I'm not trying to force it, like
Yeah.
crank it in, right? Like you
Mhm.
hand thread it and then. But like I have to use the. I hope this doesn't strip.
If it does, you've got spares.
Not of the bed, I don't.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, Mike said, hence the dimple mattered.
Unikitty. Where is Unikitty? Oh, yeah.
Greg, you should have a whole tap set. I'm still sad I didn't have any extras of those. Actually, I have
So-
2 extra handles, but the
Mike thinks that they tap from one side, so maybe run a long screw through the other side.
Ran this screw through the top down.
Yeah.
And it came through fine. I think it's just a buildup of powder coating
Ah,
because it's coming through fine, and the screw doesn't look stripped at all. And there's no aluminum coming out of it, so.
Greg, I'm wanting to say March, April, or May of 2019.
Some month in 2019 is when it was.
see, that's pre-COVID time. I don't remember that anymore.
Early
Exactly.
2019.
Wait, there was a time before COVID?
Right?
Tell me about this.
It's a
What did
rumor
you
I keep
do?
hearing.
There
What's
was a
this
time
thing
when
about
you could hug
movies
people?
you talk about?
Yeah, I got mad at Rosa today
Why?
because she's like, "Oh, I can't wait till Emmy goes back to school." I'm like, "You ain't sending her back to school. What are you talking about?"
So the around here, we're now into what they call phase 3. Basically, most everything is back to open. There's still some restrictions on sizes and stuff like that. But
Look,
one of the things is movie theaters are allowed to reopen.
Oof.
Why?
But the movie theater can only have 50 people in the theater total. So the major company up here, Cineplex, is like,
It's not
So-
even worth opening.
we're like, you're not talking 50 people per screen, 50 people for the building.
No
Like
way.
it is not
Oh, wow.
economically valid. Like they could stagger times, and stuff like that. Even if you said only 25 people per theater, but no,
That-
the entire building, not staff. Like staff doesn't count in those numbers, but 50.
That is painful.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what's really painful?
Sitting on thumbtacks.
This belt is so tight.
Yeah,
Maybe
but you
back
guys
off
have
a
like 2 new cases a day. We've got like 50,000.
You've got
new
like
cases a day.
200,000 a minute.
See, Josh and I live in hot zones.
So Jordan, maybe back it off a tooth
I think I'm gonna have to.
on that overlapped.
Devin, is that hurricane coming anywhere near you?
A little bit. It's like my area isn't supposed to get hit bad. It'll just be really bad rain.
Again, and for anyone who doesn't already know, the best things you can ever buy is Bond House,
Those are nice.
These are nice.
Ball End,
So are these.
because trying to undo and redo these kind of screws without this tool, like, so when you drop it. That's the other thing. When you drop the Allen key, it doesn't fly into the oblivion.
Yeah. That it doesn't hurt your fingers to hold after like 20 minutes.
And you
Correct.
can get those sets pretty cheap in the hobby shops.
I got mine on Amazon because that's where I buy a lot of my stuff. Again, COVID times, maybe, who knows? But the trick is the ball end. You need to have the ball end.
See, I got back into the printing thing in November, so I bought some tools. I bought the exact set you're talking about. And then I pulled out my old RC cars that I've had for about 10 years. And I found 3 more of all the sizes that I need.
You can never have too many Allen keys.
True.
Or sockets.
I don't use sockets.
10 millimeter sockets.
Millimeters.
You can never have too many 10 mil sockets.
No, 5.5. I think I own like 35 of them.
You ever want to take apart half the cars made out in the world right now? You need a 10 millimeter or 13 millimeter.
12s too.
12's a 3/4 inch. And you could literally disassemble half the cars made.
Toyotas use a surprising number of 12 millimeter.
GM was 10 millimeter. That was the...
All right, party people, I'm going to bed.
Hey, Josh, well, thanks for coming by, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Josh.
I'm not faster at building this thing.
No, those things take forever to build. You're not even
Yeah.
like a tenth of the way through, I believe, based on how long it takes other people to put them together.
But I'm also happy being slow with it because
Doing it
I
right.
like the building part of things. That's my...
Yeah.
It took me, I think, 6.5 hours to build the one I built 2 weeks ago.
He's
Yeah,
on chapter 2 of 9.
The guys at Prusa can put one together in like 4 hours, I think now. I think I saw they had a competition and that was the number.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it at competition speeds. I fear for quality.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure once you put so many together, you just know. Like you can not even go by the step book. You just build.
Watching the, like, I think it was a GIF or just a time lapse. He was clicking on the screen and going through the steps and everything.
Anyways, good night, everybody.
Night,
Good night,
Josh.
Josh. And good night, Greg.
Oh, good night, Greg.
Oh, good night, Greg. Jordan, I think this is the first stream I've been on with you since the surgery.
Oh, yeah. How's that working out for you?
Kind of missed you.
Okay, so Bob, I backed off one tooth on each side.
Okay. That may turn out to be a bit too much, but we'll see.
Well, I've got a lot of room in the tensioner to pinch it up.
Yeah.
Of course, now I have to.
Does not seem right.
To be fair, I fucked up the bearings on that idler on my first printer from over tightening it.
Well, that's the thing is, and I know from experience, this is again where maybe this would not be my suggestion for the first time kit for somebody. Is I know how tight a belt should not be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Finding how tight it should be is a bit of a trial and error. Finding how tight it should not be, that's quick and easy.
Mike, are you running off too?
Well, I think he might have just been saying bye to Josh and Greg.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So it's only 10:30 here, so it's still pretty early.
Fake time.
Bob, how long do you think it's going to take this box? Oh, shit. Can you see that at all?
Yeah, and I'm going to go with 30 hours.
No, I just sliced it and was like, why is this going to take 4 hours? It's literally a 4-inch square with a round bit on top.
Yeah. See those printers?
Mm-hmm.
That one still has 34 hours to go.
Yeah.
And the other one, 25. I started them yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to start a 57-hour print on the rays.
And when
And
are you going to buy a raise?
Things that big.
Never. They're $5,000 minimum.
Why would you buy one when you can use the one that's at the school?
Exactly. As long as my dad doesn't quit his job.
Mike, I just didn't want to miss saying goodnight to you.
That's the literal only benefit of COVID is that I've had full access to.
Muted Devin.
And I didn't even do it.
Right.
I don't know how that happened because I literally wasn't even.
And there it is again.
Ruh-roh.
So my neighbor's mowing his yard, and my dog likes to harass them when they do that.
I can hear her.
Correct.
Have you bought dog cookies yet?
I showed you that like 3 nights ago.
I haven't streamed in 4 days. Been kind of busy making technical documentation of Legos.
But yes. And you asked what kind.
Ah.
I just know it's the one with the picture of my dog on it.
The gold one with the picture of your dog.
All right. I think we are finally at a point where this is not going to frickin'...
Something took Devin's breath away.
I just realized I need to reschedule with you. Because I'm now going to be in a Zoom meeting when...
I am free all next week.
Okay.
Tuesday through Friday.
Okay. I'm in virtual camp from 1 to 5 every day.
Okay.
So it'd have to be after 5 my time.
Okay. We can do this in the evening, too. I emailed myself the information that we need.
Okay. Yeah, virtual camp is...
And if you know how...
Infrared belt tensioner for air handlers, that's a little excessive.
If you know how to RTSP stream or make a web page that only shows an RTSP stream, that's all I need.
That doesn't sound that bad.
I can get you the information for the RTSP stream as well.
Okay. Yeah, just send it to me and I'll look at it.
Yep.
Okay,
I
I
brought
think
the batteries to school today.
we might...
Be ready to move on?
Just about. I just got to snug up the...
Once you get that done, you're going to have to loosen that gear on the motor to align the belt properly so that it's not ripping.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as step 39.
Jordan, do you care if I drink on your stream?
Go for it, Devin.
Figured
Because
I'd
at break
ask.
time, I'm going to have some medicine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a beer in a minute.
One of the nice parts of having built my own printers and stuff before is I know how to align a belt or pulley real easy.
Yep.
I'm not even sure the instruction says, but you just loosen it, run it back and forth 3 or 4 times, and it'll do its own thing.
Correct.
The part that is really confusing, like this belt is, I don't know, I'd say extra snug, but we'll. Oh, come on, you stupid delay thing.
Chris Travis is just making up words.
Air handlers supply air to labs and research rooms who buy red power belts that last 5 times longer than gates or Browning belts. So there's actually a belt company. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a manufacturer of belts for commercial HVAC equipment that's out of Romania. And I tell you what, those belts are the best belts I've ever used. They're like triple woven, rubber coated. They don't break down. They're A belts. So Chris Travis might understand that one. They're A belts. They've got B belt. Well, sorry, they've got B belts, C's, and stuff like that. But they're all ribbed too. They're great. Okay. Like, this is what I mean by this belt being a little tight.
Yeah.
It's a little tight.
It's not bad. Like, it'll loosen up. That I'm not going to worry too much about. That'll loosen up a little. Before, you could strum the thing. Oh, it was bad. All right, step 41. Tested the Y, yada, yada. Candy time.
Dog. No dog left.
Did you get your beer, Devin?
No, I haven't done it yet.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going to take a leg break, too.
Yeah, I'm going to start a print and get a beer.
Small suggestion. If it's time for a leg break, maybe readjust the camera.
Yes, yeah.
I don't mind looking at a Prusa frame, but it's your stream. Maybe you should be on it.
How you doing?
Oh, 2 hours in, and you've got that step completely done.
Nice.
It'd be nice if they told you, like, you should be done. Oh, I guess it does say time required. What's the time required for that one?
45. No, that was the last one.
2 hours.
Nice.
For the first one.
It was. The next step is 45.
Step 3 is 45 minutes. You just got to stretch out straight up here.
You do whatever you got to do.
My wife's like, oh, do you want your wheelchair for down there? I was like, no.
I have a dog.
You should give her a cookie.
I want a cookie.
You wouldn't like these cookies. They don't smell good.
The vibration analysis. You walk up to the thing, you hold the little thing on it. Oh, yeah, it's working. Okay, carry on. Except the company that used to do it at the factory that I used to do the maintenance on, they'd walk around and do it, and then you'd go by later and you're like, dude, did you even do the test? He's like, yeah. I'm like, the belt is shredded. The air handler is not moving. He's like, well, it tested fine. I'm like, I don't know what you're testing.
So did you do commercial or industrial?
I've done commercial, industrial, and residential.
What's the difference between commercial and industrial?
Commercial would be
BTU level.
businesses. Commercial would be businesses. Industrial would be like factories and warehouses.
And also it's also a capacity of the unit. So I've worked, so your average furnace in a house, maybe not in Texas because you don't need a lot of heat. Average furnace is somewhere in the order of like 40 to 50,000 BTUs for a home furnace. When you get into commercial rooftop units, those are starting to get into 100, 200, up to 400,000 BTUs because they cap it up to it's 399 because there's at least up here, that's the limit of one of the gas licenses is how much you can work on. The next level gas license lets you do unlimited value. I only have the license that lets me work up to 400, but I've done work on stuff higher because that's part of it. You work with a journeyman who has that license to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done probably 1,000 hours of industrial where we're dealing with burners that are million, 4 million. I've worked on one parts oven that was 32 million BTUs.
Oh, damn.
So there's 32 1 million BTU burners.
We bought a brand new commercial unit for our store 5 or 6 years ago. We had so many problems with the brand new unit. The factory reps came out and replaced it for free.
Yeah, was it a train?
No.
I just know train is very notorious for not problems, but if there's a problem, the reps come out. Like they care that way. York is a little sometimes, but holy crap, that's bright.
Sean would like to know if you're eventually going to go back to doing HVAC.
No, I am not going to be going back to doing it. I will maintain my gas license, and I'll be doing it on the side with my buddy, or when I need to, or make some cash jobs. But the problem isn't actually doing the work, because mechanically I can still do the work and everything like that. The problem is we never knew day to day what we were doing. So we could be doing a full install of a house one week. That's how I got hurt. We could be, because it's two of us, like one of us has to be on a ladder putting the hole through the roof for where the vent is going to go on the fireplace, and somebody goes up on the roof to cut the hole.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really, climbing a ladder is going to be possible, but I don't know when. Walking on the roof is going to be almost next to impossible for a while. The other thing is a lot of the stuff too. So anytime you go into any place or restaurant or anything like that has like a deli cooler or anything like that, all the controls and components for all that are pretty much an inch off the ground. So there's a lot of like crawling and getting up and laying down and moving and walk. And so the other part of it is because I got hurt on the job, it's an organization called WSIB. So it's a Workplace Safety and Insurance Board. Every workplace in Ontario, at least, has to have WSIB insurance, so that if a worker gets hurt, they're covered.
Mm-hmm.
That's how my wages have been getting covered this whole time. That's how my prosthetics are being covered. Everything's being covered through that insurance company.
We have something similar here.
Yeah, if they had said to me, okay, you've got a leg back to work you go, then so be it. Back to work I go. No big deal. However, I was informed that I can retrain for probably a 2 to 3 year college course level because of my age and go back to doing something entirely different. Really, whatever I choose to do.
Nice. Got any plans?
No.
Okay.
That was. I'd like to somehow include this stuff. So I was thought about CAD CAM stuff where I can
Fantastic stuff. I love it.
Learn Fusion a lot better. Operating a CNC machine is simple to do. Even if I can't stand, I can bring a stool. I don't have to stand there the whole time. I can sit. I can get a high chair. I can do options. But I could also just work in an office making designs all day.
So in high school, I took every drafting course that was offered, which technically wasn't possible because there was 9 years worth of drafting courses available in a 4-year high school.
Okay.
I did so much that the teacher got sick of me and sent me out to the junior high school to teach the classes. So then when it got time for college, I couldn't decide what I wanted to be when I grow up, which I still don't know. And I did every different form of engineering and architecture that the local community college had to offer and got a degree in none of it.
So that's why I chose HVAC, is that I really like building, plumbing, electrical, mechanical stuff, fixing things, building things. So it basically involved everything.
Mhm.
So it was good because I had a lot of choices.
Now, all of
Break
that
time.
20 years ago, so
Damn, that actually worked.
it did.
So So normally I rest my camera rests on the middle of my two monitors,
Uh-huh.
and then it's lined up nice. But because of this, I wanted to put it on the edge, but now the monitor, it would have been facing like this way.
Mhm.
So I've got it on like a Gorilla Pod, which is sitting on top of the edge of the monitor.
Nice. So remember that, Devin.
Excellent.
Next time people ask you what you want to be when you grow up, just tell them you're not going to grow up.
Yeah. Be like, I don't know.
I
Ask me
mean,
in 10 years.
I play with robots for a living.
Is it really a living, though?
You know, as a child, they ask you all the time, what do you want to be when you grow up?
And I've only ever had 3 answers.
Not an adult.
Got a lot of bearings here.
No, I wanted to be a paleontologist until 11, then a doctor for about a year, and then I met robots.
You're going to need 3 for this step.
4.
Oh, I see what they're doing.
All right, I'm gonna go start a print. Get over here. I'll be right back.
Bears.
I forgot there were 7 in that.
Check these bearings. Make sure there's no nuts in them.
That makes a grand total of 10 bearings in this kit.
And yet again, all the screws for this step, same length.
Yep.
Like, that's just great. All right.
Some of these are a little bit hard to get into the right spots and aligned, but
I'm
it's a
going
doable
to
thing.
put them... I'm going to put them in and then pack them. Or add some to the rod. I don't know. I'll just... That was a pain in the ass doing it the other way because I put too much in and then I pushed all of it out.
I saw Warkaki do a thing where he took 2 rods, put some grease in the bearing, and then squeezed the 2 rods together around the bearing with the bearing in the middle in the joint
Okay.
to force the grease up into the bearing channels.
Oh, that would be an idea. Truthfully, what I do with any of my printers that have smooth rods is like maybe once a month or so, I just come along with my little paintbrush and I just go wipe, 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 clean new grease, done, move on. Don't have a problem. This one I'm probably going to have to take better. I'll print Llama's thing, and I can always pull the bearings out and repack them if I have to.
Yeah, now that you've assembled it once, it's not, I mean, it's a pain in the ass, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Okay, so they want me to take 2 bearings and go, wacha, wacha. Now,
They
I'm
want
not
you to make sure
mistaken.
that they're not lined up.
No, that's right. They got to be 45 degrees offset. So this one,
And before you do that, if you look at the printed part, the textured side has more of an overhang. You want to go from the opposite side.
no, it's saying don't go from the bottom, it says.
Well,
Go
okay,
from
so
the
that's
top.
the side, but that's the side with the overhang then. And the other thing that you might want to do is take an X-Acto knife, and you see there's a notch cut in the piece.
Yeah.
Cut that free.
This one was free, but
I trimmed it off because I'm a perfectionist that way.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, so let's put you from and you We'll go 45 degrees. Offset. You got to push it down until it stops, right?
One of them goes all the way till the stop. The other one just goes in enough to be flush. There will be a gap between them.
Oh. Oh, let's read some words. What words do we have? Okay, I see. Flush and flush. Got it. On it. Okay. Let's put you.
Chief Special K. I don't remember seeing him in the chat earlier, so hello.
Chief. Chief is good people.
I don't think I've seen him before.
Are you on a veterans Wexter Patreon or no?
Not at the level to get the Discord.
Oh. Cheap bastard.
Hey, there's like 8 people I'm on Patreon for.
Just saying.
I know, I keep thinking about it.
Totally worth it every time.
Yeah.
And really, at the $10 level, man, it's not. We're not talking like. Not talking. You got to be the.
But you do $10 to him, and you do 10 to or 5, and it all adds up pretty quick.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, I got like 3 that I do regularly.
The problem is, all of these guys do such fantastic things. I want to do all of them. I cannot afford that.
Have you seen the room that I use to print stuff? That's why I do. That's why I have so many, because
yeah,
I have so much stuff.
I've got 6 that I do every month.
Yeah, I'm not that far ahead. I got 3, 4. But what's funny is, because Fotis is a funny guy, I pay him $10. He pays me $5.
I really like what Fotis does. I really do. I just, when I print something, I have to have somewhere to put it.
Sure.
And I haven't found anything of his that has pushed me over that this needs a dedicated home.
Oh, see, and I love all the Star Wars ones he made and everything. Those are.
Plus, if there is one, I can go buy it on my mini factory.
Yeah, often. Yep. Okay, I think I've pressed that one in there all the way.
I think he's a funny guy.
Take this and put it in here.
I think most of those guys that hang out together are pretty entertaining.
Oh, we have a good time. The funny thing is like, so Veterans Discord has basically just become the hangout spot.
Yeah? Is that why he's not doing the Twitch streams?
No, that's why we do Twitch streams, is because YouTube bans us from saying things sometimes. But no, it's just, we just hang out in the Discord all day, shooting the shit, random jokes, all kinds, and it doesn't all have to be printed related. Now, if needed.
So I literally got so tired of struggling to open beers on stream that I got a old bottle opener that I got from some conference and put it on my keys.
You didn't print the PRUSA beer opener?
No, because I have a bunch of these from...
it's on the sample SD card.
Yes, but I have like a bunch of these from conferences.
But it doesn't say Prusa on it.
No, it says
And you didn't make it yourself.
Now, to be
it says
fair,
Autodesk.
okay, see, now you got me.
I must have gotten it from the Autodesk booth when I was at either SolidWorks World or at
I love Autodesk so much.
I love how I got the Autodesk thing from SolidWorks World.
Yeah, I was really surprised that on the show floor of SolidWorks World that Autodesk had a booth.
Why would they not?
Take the remaining smooth rods compared to the lengths. You need the longest rod. Yeah, you do. You need the long rod.
Did you put the screw in the...
Screw in the coconut.
I should be talking less and paying attention more.
I did not put. Do I have to put a screw in this still?
Yes.
In this one?
That's what I was... step 4.
I put the nut. I didn't put the screw.
The screw
Well,
goes with the nut.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
You just don't put it in very far, just enough to catch the threads.
Bob, in your opinion, what should I make for dinner?
This is a question we have every night in this house, and nobody ever has an answer for.
Yeah, I know. We always say the different thing, and Renee's like, I can't work with you people. And Kristen's like, but I like tacos.
We all go, I don't know. What do you want? What kind of options do you have for me? And then she gets all pissed off.
See, my problem is that I just say whatever.
I usually answer with food.
Today I said pizza because we've been now when we eat at a cottage, it's like we are not eating crappy. We had steaks and ribs and chicken and
Yeah, that's the way we do it when we go camping too. And I say
Like-
camping, we have an RV.
yeah, like my brother-in-law is like, what kind of steaks does Jordan like? He asked my wife, and Kathleen asked me, and I'm like, rib steaks. And I'm like, but they're expensive, so I understand if he buys whatever, right? Whatever he's comfortable with, that's fine. But yeah, no, he bought rib steaks, so we marinated them up real good.
Oh,
You could cut these steaks with a butter knife.
yeah, we do. We just recently signed up when the whole quarantine thing hit. We signed up for Butcher Box.
Yeah.
It's a bit more pricey, but it is so good.
Now, let's see. How are people pushing out ball bearings on these things? That's what I really want to know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's a thing. And to be fair, I actually lost one on the second Prusa build.
The other thing I don't know is how am I supposed to align these bearings when I can't see them later?
You don't. You do it now because they don't rotate on the shaft.
It just says it didn't give me any orientation of them. It just said put them on.
Yeah.
It's just every other one. It's like put it this way, not this way. Do it this way, not that way. And these ones are just like, yep, slap them on.
Yeah, because there's no way to... That rod's going to twist a bit when you put them in the plastic, and you're not going to
Yeah.
have any idea of knowing where they're at.
Right.
So you could do what Sean says and mark them with a Sharpie,
Yeah, that's what I did.
or you can do what I did, and I did the 45 degrees on the rod with the two bearings, and on the other one, I don't know where it landed.
Damn it.
You know what? I'm going to use the stamped printing or the thing on here where it's stamped. That's going to be my indicator, and I'll offset that way.
I ordered a new band for my watch, and I don't think it fits.
Oh,
The other
you
thing
dirty.
The other thing you could do is get the rods in the one side and then put the bearings on.
Yeah. Or these printed parts could actually go on properly.
Oh, that's going to be a bitch. And wait till you have to take them back off. Catfishing at night. That does not look like him.
I know, he's all unmanicured and
Making funny faces and shit. Hello, Tom.
Hey,
Alarm for a 4 a.m. check-in. I like
I'm just using my hammer, Tom.
Tom's entertaining.
hello, Mr. Frenzy.
Okay. I can see the rod. See it. This one needs a little extra.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, what?
Why are you naked?
Because he probably got fish guts on himself.
Naked time while fishing with his buddies.
There you go.
Can't say I recommend that.
Oh, well, hello, Mr. Frenzy. Big fan of your work.
Hello, Mr. Frenzy. Big fan. Can you sign my butt?
More like, can you sign my printer?
He can, but he doesn't want to.
See, I'd be worried about a stray fish hook.
Insert rods very carefully. Do not tilt the rods. Ensure the correct
Hi, Renee.
orientation. Yeah, they're all tapped in. This orange is like. Okay. Next, we need X motor.
Mike, Devin did not just squee.
And you know what they say? X gonna give it to you. Devin squeed. There was
I
a
did
squeed.
not squee.
You squeed.
I did not.
It's okay. I squee when I talk to Tom too. You should see his. Shirt and shorts that he's wearing right now. Guaranteed. Hilarious.
Chris, I'm concerned. Like, naked fish hooks in the dark. Like, that's just asking for a hook somewhere unfortunate.
Hey, what we do on fishing trips is nobody's business but ours.
I was not aware you were a fishing fan.
I used to fish a lot. I decided that the worst part about fishing was catching fish. So I stopped.
Wait, what?
We grew up poor, so we used to do things that aren't allowed to feed ourselves. We ate a lot of fish. I'm over it.
Ah.
For anybody who doesn't know, I'm not gonna like lay him out on the underneath the bus here or anything like that. But Tom has what I would consider a uniform.
He has a fantastic collection of vests.
I would say it's a 3D printing uniform. Mike just sent me a picture.
And some of his coordinated onesies are crazy fantastic. Yeah.
So there's Mike, never let the machines win, sending me a picture of his
I
printer.
still need to print your spool
Printing my
holder.
magic spool holder.
What's
So
your
Mike
holdup,
needs
Devin?
to clean his bed.
And Mike needs to clean his bed. It's a uniform. It's the official.
I have never seen this uniform.
Well, you're not hanging out in the right places then, Devin.
You're really not. You got to go back and watch some of Wexter's Twitch streams for it. I'm telling you, some of the coordinated onesies.
But they're not onesies. They're just sets.
They're onesies.
No, I saw some. Yeah.
I know
The
there's
best-
a scene, but
See, okay, Mike, I had this problem for about 6 months, and I thought I was doing something wrong.
You were?
Well, I was, but I thought it was something wrong with like the printer, not user error. And when I would get too much glue on the bed, my hot end would clog because it was so close to my print bed because there was too much glue on the bed. And I thought there was something wrong with my printer. I washed my print bed and it's like, oh my God, that fixed my problem.
Yeah, no, like one of the best things you can do with removable print beds, take it upstairs to your, well, I say upstairs because I'm in the basement, but take it to your kitchen sink, Dawn dish soap, scrub, wash it hot water, dry it with a paper towel. Everything's gonna stick.
And occasionally you might want to use the green scrubby side of the sponge.
Yeah, no, it was only
go.
until I spilled something on my print bed and like, oh shit, I need to wash this like a plate, and realized that I had so much glue on there that I had a too much glue problem that was causing parts of my print bed to be too high and cause problems.
So, Bob, we just finished that step. Record time.
Record time.
We are now on to major step 4.
See, Tom, we don't hang out, so you miss all the good stuff.
Because Bob has a wolf.
Yeah, Bob has a wolf.
Yeah, it's just a thing.
She needs a cookie.
If I say that word, she's going to start drooling all over the floor.
She can hear Devin.
Well, give her.
She probably can.
See, she already knows what's up.
All right. We've got. Uh-oh.
After all those nasty things he said about me in Wexter's stream, now he likes me.
2 different size screws. Yeah, Chris, I'm a little disappointed, buddy. I come back from vacation. You're not down here to greet me when I come back. You're off fishing. Like,
say it again. They can't hear you. Say it louder. Say please. Well, you're being good using your indoor voice.
I was expecting her to bark.
No, she doesn't bark. She does, but we try to get her not to in the house.
Yeah.
So she just does the really low one. That's her indoor voice.
there's a left and a right to these things. Isn't that something?
There is, and that rod needs to go in a certain place.
And don't put them in backwards. I know, right?
And just to be clear, I'm not exclusively a Star Wars fan, because up on the shelf above, we've got the old school communicator and phaser, and then Stargate.
I love Stargate. So, fun fact, I actually proposed to my wife while we were watching an episode of Stargate.
Nice.
You actually proposed to your wife? That's a thing in Canada?
I was in my boxers. It was delightful. Classic, not Atlantis.
You have a visitor in your green room.
Nope, sure don't.
Now I'm in.
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on, Cockadoodle-Doo?
We're in the dark.
Nobody needs to see
Please
that.
Put on underwear.
No, yeah,
No, I
can't-
like the mystery.
Oh,
I don't want to know.
There's some light over there behind my head.
That's fine.
There is light.
And
How was your
then
fishing?
A little light on my fishing pole.
Oh, you're
How
actually
can
still
you
out
see,
fishing.
like where the fish is.
It's only dark because the camera won't pick up the light. There's
Yeah,
enough light to see by.
Yeah.
Well, you throw it in the water, and eventually something eats it. That's the plan.
Okay. I've only been fishing once, and it was like at a catfish farm when I was like 5.
It's not like he's bow fishing or something.
Yeah, bow fishing in the dark would suck. I was out cast netting earlier and I caught some fish in the cast net.
Oh yeah.
Needed
I
some
was gonna
extra
get
boost.
a bow fishing rig, and then I fell down a hole and almost died.
Well, here's the thing though. You just get a bow fishing leg attachment.
Bow fishing leg attachment.
Bob, what did you just throw?
A cookie.
A credit card.
Ooh,
Mom?
I'll take a credit card.
Underwear. So how you doing, Monkey? You feeling good down there?
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't it be up there?
Well, no.
No.
See,
I know he's
everything-
in the basement, but he's in Canada. That's way north of us.
everything.
No, he's in my basement.
Yeah, I'm in the basement. Remember?
I forgot that y'all live at Bob's house.
Yeah, Monkey's upstairs right now building a printer, so he's upstairs.
Okay. Placing the Z screw
Is
hovers.
that your son, Bob?
Stepson, yes.
Ooh,
He
is
is going for dinner.
it chicken?
Renee has migraine, so
Oh no!
Oh no.
he is going to the Taco Bell
Heck yeah!
because all restaurants are Taco Bell.
Yes, I love that.
What?
Movie.
Is that kind of like all soda is Coke?
No,
From a movie.
No. Devin, get the 3 shells out of your ass and then get real quick.
What?
I just went that by to say hi.
hello.
Hi, Dev. Hi, Monkey.
Hola.
Let me look at the
Hello.
chat. Hi, Special K. Hi,
Do you
Tom.
see?
Hi,
Look,
Mike. Hi, Chris
I'm
Travis.
working on.
Yeah, nice printer, bro. Is it gonna work?
Should be.
Nice.
No, they ship them broken.
Remove the trapezoid nuts.
Don't do
Correct.
it. Leave them on.
See, I don't see why they put the trapezoid nuts on since you have to immediately take them off.
So they don't get locked.
And also, it probably helps keep the rods nicely packaged in there.
I love my rod.
With the foam packaging they use, probably not so much.
All right, I'm out.
Later,
Bye,
bud.
Chris.
Over
Good night, Chris.
Gonna get lonely.
Good night, Tom.
Good night, Tom.
Good morning, Tom.
I did not squee.
Down.
I did.
Okay, so it was just you.
I like Tom. Tom's a nice. Well, Tom's
cool.
a fun guy.
Well, what do you think, Bob?
Not much.
It's Saturday. I gave up thinking at 2:00 on Friday because I left work early.
Not sure. I don't normally buy non-blue watch bands.
I went with the L-Cars display on my watch.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like an Apple Watch. What is it?
Fitbit.
Yeah. This is a Fossil Gen 5, which I'll be selling in like 2 months.
No, I was going to say you're a nice guy, Tom, but I had to stop myself because that's not always true.
It's just varying degrees of shit. That's all.
But I like it.
Once you understand varying degrees of shit, you understand everything.
Might have to take another week off of work to pretend to be unessential.
Yeah, I don't know how people are doing this thing without screwdriver. Like,
Yeah,
your fingers would just be raw.
that's one of the reasons I bought the WoW stick.
Also because, never mind.
No, I didn't have to
Mike.
buy that one. I came pre-equipped.
Mike, I don't squee. That was Bob.
Look, you squee, we all squee. We all squee for somebody. Hey, number 1 complete. Can I say I'm not a big fan of how these wires go out the back bottom of these things?
It's a little weird, but once you go through the wire management step, it's not too. It is.
Like, it just seems like it's putting an undue
Yeah, But it
strain where they just don't need it.
because it goes down and then up and then yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah, and see, Joel is like 4 hours north of me, so I don't have such a big. Oh my God, this crazy guy!
I did not squee when Joel came on stream.
No, you wet yourself.
I did
Joel,
not.
when did Joel come on stream?
Came
He's
on
come on
Dad's
like
stream.
4 times.
You've missed a bit while you've been away, buddy.
Joel, don't come hang out on my stream.
Just tag him on Twitter. If he has time, he'll hop in.
To be fair, Dan's an attention whore, and he will tag everybody.
Yeah.
I'm
Monkey,
also-
I was sad that you didn't tag me.
Sorry, Devin.
What do you need to be tagged for? You're in the place with the thing, and that's where it went.
Yeah, you know where to look.
Yeah, actually, no, I didn't care.
Well, fuck you too, Devin. Okay. Motors, they are attached it. Yeah, this whole down and then I understand, but I don't like that looks like a pinch point to me.
It does. And once you go through the wiring, it will look more like one.
It has a mil or two of space, so that's fine. It's just still.
Once you thread the zip ties through the holes where they want you to, it will be more of a pinch point.
Okay. So now I need to get my x-axis.
I wonder if Tom could make a profile that would make my Prusa like protopasta, because my Prusa hates protopasta.
I told you, change that fan. That's all it is.
Right, I forgot that you told me to do that.
It's a $5 part from Dave.
Okay.
So, you got to stick a nut in there?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's kind of a pain in the ass, a couple of those. But it's a heat creep problem. And I saw Joel's thing where he had them change out the heat break to prevent the problem, but that's a poopy solution. You could also just print it at 240, which works, but again, a poopy solution. Change the fan.
The hot end fan or the cooling fan?
The hot end fan.
More air.
That little square Noctua fan that the printer came with
Yeah.
doesn't move enough air to do protopasta. It works fine for almost everything, but it actually creates the end of the filament on retractions will turn into a glass ball and it will jam.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, why do I have to stick a stupid nut in there?
Every time I have a protopasta jam, or did before, I'd pull out the filament and the end would be hard as a rock.
When
Then
in
how
doubt,
come we-
Devin, you can never have too much heat on your hot end. Or too much fan, sorry.
Then how come it used to work? It used to work for like
Because fan wears down, gets
2
slower
or 3
airflow,
months.
dirtier, the fins get clogged up.
Okay, that
The
makes
inside of the
sense.
heat break
And you
loses
have a
bit of
cat.
Pixel's not
smoothness.
allowed in that room.
Good luck with that.
No, like it's locked. He can't get
That's
in there.
fine, but the stuff that Pixel exfoliates is still in the air.
True. That makes logical sense. Why did I not think of that?
Because you don't think logically sometimes.
Mike, I went with the Sun On, but there's some question of other brands. I just went to Printed Solid because I'm in the States and it was easy. I'm sorry you're in Canada. I don't know where to send you.
Mike can get a sun on. Oh, I need to use the longer screws, don't I, for this? M3 by 18. You are M3 by 18.
He doesn't hate you. It's just shipping is a giant pain in the ass going to Canada. That's why I don't ship anything to my in-laws. I take it there.
So, Mike, on Amazon, you can get sun-on fans You should be able to buy a 5-volt one, I believe. Otherwise, look up the one that Cocky likes, is that Mechatronics.
Yeah, those are a different thing. Yeah, they are 5-volt fans. Because he's gone to the SKRs, I think he might be using a different voltage.
Oh yeah, true.
But that's just my experience. And remember, I've only been doing it for a few months.
Yeah.
So I hate sounding like an authority on anything because I don't know shit.
Longer screw, longer screw.
I have to remember to keep telling myself that before I start telling people things to fix problems.
Wow, why did I even keep this screw? It's stripped. Okay, I'll keep it for later. Oh, I did this right. This is one of those ones that everyone always.
Don't
There's
tighten
always one
those
step.
screws.
Hmm?
Don't tighten those screws.
Don't tighten them.
Once you get it threaded onto the rods, then tighten them.
Huh. There we go. Okay. Step 7. All right. Drop it like it's hot.
See, you sent your kid to go get Taco Bell. Now I kind of want a Taco Bell. Are they open still?
It's going to take him 15 minutes to get there and 15 minutes to get back.
It's already been at least 15 minutes.
Wow. Somehow, even though I didn't even read the instructions, I was like, I'm going to just tighten this
Line
down
this-
a little bit
Yeah,
and then align it
with the top of the
with the top of this. And of course, then the next step is turn this and tighten it down to that. Like,
So now that you've got it at that stage, tighten those screws.
no.
No.
Oh, crap.
What'd you break? Yeah, it's printing.
No, it's not. It is blobbing.
It's not funny, but it is.
Hilarious, actually. Satisfying click, Bob. Satisfying
When they push
click.
in and bottom out, yeah.
Yeah.
You can
now
also use
I
those.
will tighten.
Yep. And once you get those tightened in, then you'll be able to use those top caps to push those rods all the way in and get them seated completely.
Oh, they're in there.
I think I need to charge my toy. Nope, still works.
You know, I'm gonna say, like, it's not the biggest printer I have, but it's not the smallest either. Okay. Top cap.
No, they're not huge printers.
What's up with these little squirrely bits? Aren't those supposed to go on there?
That's. Oh no.
Damn it, Bob, where were you?
Step 3.
Step 3, part B.
Yep.
You know what? The nice part is, should just be able to
Yeah, you can unscrew.
thread her up and out of there.
Yeah, and leave the rods. It's not going to be a thing.
And I can just.
If you grab that printed plastic part once it's kind of on the threads and just kind of evenly push down, that threaded rod will turn by itself with the downward pressure.
Yeah. Most of these printed parts are not too great.
Yeah, they're pretty poopy.
Needs a little 1-2 punch.
And you don't want them to completely bottom out on the motor.
Okay. Cover should be screwed fully to the motor, but not too tight. The motor must be able to spin.
See?
I can't make it any tighter than that anyway, so that's good.
I think they're just a dust cover.
That's all it is. It's a schmutz cover. Which now they've just made a nice little well for it to collect in, but whatever.
On the Bear, for some reason, they've changed a couple of different versions of that little schmutz cover.
Look at that, almost like I've built a printer before. Okay. Back down we go. Step 8. There we go. That's like it's just out of order, that's all.
Yep.
And I do like how some of these parts say left and right and everything.
Mm-hmm.
This one's hairy.
Well, that's Pet G.
Okay, so it should be
Correct.
and then screw from the front, screw from the front.
One screw on the the middle side of the threaded rod, and one in between the two rods.
Which yet again, how people are doing this.
That one's actually easier with a non-ball tipped.
Yes. Or I have somewhere a magnetizer.
Yeah.
Which is super handy for this kind of stuff.
Well, the other thing is your toolkit that came with that printer included Allen keys.
Yep, and guess what the head of the M3 one is? The long side.
There's two.
Oh.
One's got the ball, one doesn't.
Slight wish time for my. So far we're up to, this is gripe number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good considering. I wish that they had used a like enamel when they had this coated.
Mhm.
They had just flowed a little enamel orange paint in the Prusa logo.
Okay, that would add.
Now it would if you pimped your Prusa to a different color.
Well, they do offer the black kits too.
Right. But I think like just that's like a
It is.
logo thing, right? It's
It
not
is.
it's not a color thing, it's a logo thing.
Yep.
That's like when you get your Taco Bell, it's going to come in a certain color packaging, right? Like it's all right. That is step whatever completed.
That is 3 steps completed.
That was candy time, actually.
See? Steps 9, 10, and 11.
I'm wondering if I want to continue with this right now or not. I'm getting a little
That's
tired.
completely up to you. Tomorrow is Sunday, so
Yeah, see, we're into the extruder. That's some fiddly ass stuff.
it is listed as a very difficult step,
Time required 0.
right?
Well, the new MK3 had its first print fail.
Good
What
for
was
you.
the material?
PLA.
Because it didn't stick to your bed?
Yeah.
Because you didn't clean it with dish soap?
Well, okay, so 3 of the 4 parts didn't stick or stuck. The 4th part caused havoc.
All it takes is one.
Yeah. I'd love for there to be a feature of, hey, I'm printing lots of things, but this one fucked up. Can we just like stop on
But how
you
would-
but keep the rest of them?
Yes,
How
you
would it know?
can. Yes, you can. There's that's in Marlin. Literally, like object identification is in Marlin. So you can actually, if you had a print bit of stuff, you can tell it to cancel certain objects, and then it just moves on and keeps printing other ones instead.
The
How
problem
would you
is
do that on a Prusa?
that's a Marlin issue.
I could see doing that on like the Rays because it's got that screen with the picture of the model.
You'd have to tell it.
No, you just they're all identified, and when you when you slice it or whatever, like it's
Sure, but you
talk
have
to
to
talk to Cocky Doodle. Cocky
you
Doodle
have
will
to tell
you.
it which one has fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was using on my. It's just sitting on my monitor.
Yeah.
And that's what I
Nice.
guys did that. Oh, would you look at that so far? That's just
Does it make you
Yeah.
happy?
Yay, hot pink filament.
I hope it makes you happy.
the X is or the Y, sorry, is a little snug.
You know what, Mike? I did add a little bit of glue.
Did you huff the glue first? Is that
I did not huff the glue. Plus, it's just EVA. It wouldn't stink.
PVA?
What did I say?
EVA is a foam, Devin.
EVA is a foam. Why did I say EVA?
Because you on crack.
Because you wanted an extravehicular activity.
Apparently, Devin needs more sleep.
That's not a thing.
I wish it wasn't.
Well, that's damn diddly exciting right there. I'll tell you what.
I'm glad you're excited by it.
It looks like a thing. Look, let's just skip to the chase. Let's put
Just pretend.
Hey, pretend.
We cannot pretend that we're 22 today.
There we go.
I haven't felt like I was 22 since I was 16.
Done. Look at that. Look at it printing. Oh. Did they use?
All the things.
No. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. The bed is hard mounted to the carriage.
Yeah.
It's not springy.
No.
That's nice.
You've got screws and spacers.
Spacers.
They are spacers that look like that.
Yeah.
Mike, my birthday's in February. It's like a day before Josh's.
Yeah, and then you pinned it, right? And then there you go.
I mean, I can pass for 22.
But why would you want to?
Is there a difference between 22 and 24? Not really.
Not till you're 25 if you're male. Then you get the discount when you're buying, renting cars. And your car insurance rates go down.
Will it?
Yeah.
If
over
you're male.
25.
Why if you're male? What's that have to do with anything?
I don't know. It's the tax we pay.
Yeah. So, that's the thing is guys generally get allowed to get away with most anything except driving.
Because they're assholes and like to show off.
Correct.
And they think that goes away somehow magically at 25.
Ah.
Directly at 25.
So, Monkey,
Element library. Hello.
have you seen Fred's latest models?
Probably.
He's making one of those.
Yes, he is.
Ooh.
I was watching him make the. We were talking about how he was patterning the top.
Who is Fred?
His doesn't do this.
No, it does not.
Or work as a television remote.
Devin, Fred is 3D printing magic.
Fred's the diorama dude.
Oh, that's Fred. Like, I know you say diorama dude, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's funny. You should tell him that, Jordan. I'll put it in his page. I'm on his Discord. I'll put it in his. You are the diorama dude.
You're in his, but not. Yeah. Okay.
He gave it to me at a lower level.
Uh-huh. That's okay. I actually don't fret any money because I just, like you said, like
There's so many.
well, there's so many, and also there's a certain point of you have to be printing this stuff to make it worthwhile, right?
Yeah.
I'm running low on space printing just the models as is.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to add a diorama, I'm out of space. That's
Renee had such a good time printing the Darko Bunny from Wexter that he became. I decided to become a patron of his, and then the diorama that Fred did to go along with it, she enjoyed, so I had to go to him.
So really, it's Renee's fault as to why you're spending money.
Well, sure.
But
Wow,
she
this
eats
one's
your
like-
dinner all the time.
I'm just cleaning up these.
That's not really it, because
Sleeving
I bought
thing.
the first printer in November. Then in May, she bought me the Bear upgrade for it, the rep box, and the second printer.
Okay, someone loves you.
So if she's going to buy me these things, I should probably use them to make her things.
That's a fair assessment.
No, that's the thing is my wife lets me buy these things, or lets them come into the house. Period. So when she comes down and says, "I need you to make this," yes, ma'am.
Chris Travis, not yet. I'm waiting for my resin printer to come in.
Wait, do you have good model files for Star Trek badges? I was gonna make my own.
No, Freddie
Um,
made them.
They can be found.
Freddie
Okay.
made good ones, really good ones for
He
the
really
new
did,
ones too.
and from the latest series,
And
from Discovery.
Oh, nice.
not a stand that I was trying to get him to do the stand a different way, but yeah, he made a stand for them too. These little ones are really, like you said, they're
Yeah, they used a hot knife of some kind to cut them.
yeah. That's okay.
Yep.
I used the snips that didn't come with my fucking $1,400 printer.
Right. So that's 3 complaints.
No, that was
No, it's 3.
Two.
3.
what was
The
my
first-
third.
The first one
No snips.
is you got gypped on the size of bag of Haribos.
Yeah, okay, so that was your complaint, but I agreed because I like candy.
Wait, did you get a mini bag?
No, it's just a pocket size one.
I was so happy when my second printer came with gummy bears.
See, my first one came with the big bag, and then this one came with the small bag, and it wasn't right.
Now that being said, this is so negative, not the big bag of Haribos. Positive, the printer came with candy.
Yeah.
Everything 3D related comes with freaking candy.
My wife was cleaning some stuff up from the cottage and putting stuff away, and she pulled these Starburst out of one of my pockets, and she's like, "So you ate all the, like, you didn't leave me any of the red ones or anything like that?" And I was like, "Oh, those 3 Starbursts came with the filament from New York. That's just 3D printing people, man. It's candy."
Right?
See, I've gotten to the point where when I send samples to people, I send candy too.
And they asked, guys, I'm waiting for the Saturn. It's supposed to be shipping in the next week or so.
Nice.
What's your number?
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't know if you're like number 8,000 or...
I got in on the cheapest deal, so
Oh, you're on the early bird?
yeah.
Yeah, September for you.
No, they've
Anybody
shipped 150 of them already.
Anybody who's on an early bird that I know of, not getting a number yet to ship. Like, it's just...
We got to update email. See, I didn't. Again, she bought it, so I don't have the information.
Okay.
Sounds like your wife is closeted wanting a 3D printer.
Nope.
There's no closet
She-
to it.
She has 3D printers. It's called Bob
And-
Does the Work.
She has the printers and an operator.
Oh, wait, no, that's just efficient.
But
I
they
want someone
sent
to
an
buy
email and an
printers.
update on their website that said they've shipped 150 units, and they're working on getting the rest out by the mid-August.
Yeah, so they're shipping to, like, the part that's really stupid about it is how much money they charged per unit for shipping,
Mhm.
and the fact that it's not like they're shipping it. It's not like they're shipping it to you and to Devin and to.
Right.
They're shipping it like they're shipping a shipping container
Yeah.
of them to the States to then be redistributed once
Yep.
they land.
Yep.
So why did you have to pay $150 per? And also then the other thing is at what point is the shipping container now coming with the units that are going on Amazon?
Right.
For, like I said, I would envision that this thing sells on Amazon for between $550 and $600.
So I saved $150.
It might top out at $650. But
So, Chris wants to marry your wife. I want to know if she'll adopt me.
no, there's no more room in the house, Devin.
So
I was already in the house.
she's
No, you're
already
not in
married,
the house.
and I have 2 kids.
Do you want a third?
There's no room.
I'm keeping all my bags too, so that I have my.
I did that. I kept them in the one of the parts boxes.
Yeah, no, I'll be keeping the box and everything too because it's silly.
I already have a 17 and a 25-year-old that I'm trying to get out of the house. I don't really want to add more to it.
I don't want to add a 40-year-old.
So I'm the middle child.
So here's the funniest thing, okay? MMU2.
Yeah.
This is an older one. Okay.
And the guy you got it from didn't eat the gummies?
Pocket sized.
He went to the damn
MK3.
store. He went to the store and got another bag.
Nope. No, so when I got this kit used from this guy, literally I opened it up. I saw all the stickers were in place. The letter on top, the book, the gummies.
How is this used?
And the fact that there's the electronics.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Still 100% sealed.
You got a hell of a deal.
Yeah. My stupid ass was looking at these and I was like, oh, cool. Like, strays. Devin, they're not part strays.
I figured as much.
They're spool holders.
Yeah. Dog.
Happens. But yeah, the guy didn't even eat the gummies. And they're not even expired yet. 07/2020.
I would hurry up and eat those.
That's this month, dude. You got a week.
Gummy bears, man. They put an expiration date to.
They're hard and chewy to start with.
You have a point.
But yeah, so like full original packaging. Now this is a black one, so but I think I might like it. The black one on top, like sitting up there, just so that it's not as obscure, prominent. It's a little more obscure.
I keep debating that particular upgrade. I think one of these needs it.
You know, again, I have the palette, right? And I have the palette hooked up. Like it's currently set up to run on a printer that has a 330 by 330 print bed. So when you're talking about multi-material printing, I can get big multi-material printing. I will be having it set up on this printer in the future as well, once this printer is finished being rebuilt. And that's going to be 410 by 410 by 450. So when you're talking about like a purge block or whatever, I don't care where it goes. This thing, like the purge block takes up a bit of space too, right? So I don't know.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Too many horror stories in the MMU too.
I think part of it is between people not knowing how to build things, not putting it together properly.
Then there's got to be a huge learning curve for those.
Probably not much more than there is for anything else. It's just you've got to make sure it's put together properly.
Yeah,
you've got to take your time with it, and when you're printing, to make sure that it's calibrated right and everything.
Yeah.
And then you also have to realize that multi-material printing, like we're still just breaking the tip off that iceberg, right? Like we're just scratching the surface. It's going to get better as time goes on, but right now you have to accept a failure rate. This is like early days of 3D printing period. There was a lot of failure rates. There were problems. There was issues. So people couldn't make it work. And that's just how multi-material is. Like we're early days still.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I haven't bought one yet. I don't want to invest that kind of money and filament into something I'm going to have to work a lot at. I don't have the time.
I don't know. I don't have that many failures with it. I shouldn't say that too much because I had like couple weeks worth of failures with that one mask that Vedran did, the samurai mask. But that was the filament problem. I guarantee it. Because I'm going to print it with different filament now and see how it comes out.
You know what I'm still waiting on, Jordan?
Your MMU Cougar.
The MMU Cougar.
I understand. Maybe that'll be my first MMU print once I get it calibrated. How about that?
Okay.
We'll use this to make a Cougar.
Okay.
I was telling Bob earlier about having sent you $40 worth of frickin' Cougars in order to get 2 rolls of polyalchemy elixir.
So glad that they're coming back.
So am I, because now I can actually use that stuff.
Same.
I didn't touch it because it was like this golden unicorn, man. If it's not available, I'm not touching it.
Remember, I had so many problems printing polyalchemy, and then Carl finally taught me what I was doing wrong. And that was like a month before they went under.
What were you doing wrong?
My retraction was too slow.
Oh, with any of it, you got to whip it in and out.
Yeah, no, because I use default retraction on almost everything. And then Carl's like, yeah, just make your retraction 0.5 instead of 0.3, and it'll fix your problems. And it fixed all of my problems.
That Carl, he's a good man.
Carl is a good man.
All right, we're going to open this baggie. Look at those tasty little dual drive gears.
Yeah, there's a couple of bearings in there you want to make sure you don't lose too.
Yeah, and a teeny tiny ass grub screw.
Yep.
That's a spare grub screw.
Yeah, check the gear, because when I got my last one, there was a spare grub screw in the bag.
Yeah, so there's one in the gear, and then there's a floater.
There should be 2 in the gear.
No. 1. Because one's the idler, like one's loose, because it sits on the needle bearings, and the other one tightens onto just the flat of the extruder.
There's no bearings in that. That goes for the other side. Both of them go in the one side.
Yes, I understand. But what I'm saying is there's a little grub screw in one of these gears.
Correct. But that one gear should have 2 grub screws.
No, it has 1. It has 1 because it only connects on the flat. It doesn't double lock.
I understand that's how it logically works. But I think if you rotate that one that has the grub screws, there's 2 holes.
No, there's not. I looked. There's not 2 holes. There's 1 hole.
So is it just the y-axis that has the 2 holes?
Yeah. And the X. X has got 2 holes.
Okay, it's the bigger ones that have the 2.
Yeah, little one like this you don't need because you're not.
Yeah.
You don't have that back and forth torque, right?
Yep.
But delightful little Bondtech gear. This box is labeled magnets.
That SD card holder is labeled magnets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, it's funny because there's no SD card, hopefully not near the magnets.
There's not. But SD cards are not magnetic volatile memory.
And there's my extruder spring. I thought there was going to be a spare extruder spring.
No. Maybe in the spares kit.
No, I don't see one.
I think I had to buy... I haven't lost one yet, but I bought a couple of spares.
I like how they're spare magnets. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
See, I managed to snag a spare from the Kaki.
Yep.
Nice.
Because I have a bare extruder on that printer that's using a pen spring and tightened in, almost pretty much bottoming it right out.
Yep.
So it works. Like, it prints fine. I ran hundreds of hours of ear savers on it, but long term, I need to put the right spring in there. So, oh, all right. This is the 5-minute warning. 4-minute warning. Sorry, 4-minute warning. Because I just looked at the time and it is 11:56, and I still have to hobble my ass upstairs. 2 flights of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta take a break halfway.
That sounds like time for a closet elevator.
If I had a closet to spare. Yeah, I like all this little hardware stuff.
Yeah. We were talking about hardware boxes earlier.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot to tell the funny part of that story. Is we actually got kicked out of the Lowe's.
So there's the PRUSA spares.
Were you not social distancing appropriately?
No, we were, and we were all wearing proper masks. No, we were sitting on the floor of the middle of the small parts aisle, having a very just lengthy discussion about 2 different boxes. And then 3 employees are also sitting with us, also trying to help us decide.
Oof.
9:40 on a Thursday night when they closed at 9. And I could not decide if I wanted this style box or this style box. And the manager came up to us like, I will give you that box for free.
If you just get the hell out of my store.
Basically.
There's a lot of files on this printer, on this SD card.
Yep.
I don't think giving me one $20
Well, I named them off.
500 was not going to hurt him that much.
Why is that vase 6.5 hours?
Did you forget to turn it into vase mode?
No, I just put the SD card from the thing.
Oh.
23-minute Batman,
I did not print the
6.5
vase.
hour.
Neither did I.
Triceratops skull. Prusa dual color. Ooh.
I think it has to be asking for a filament change.
It's going to have an M600 in there for sure. Actually, you know what? Let's go edit with Notepad++. We still got 2 minutes.
Oh, it's only 11.
Lies.
M600 occurs right there. So yeah, it's got a layer change in it. So that's nice to kind of show you, because again, for new people, that's a great thing to show you how you can actually get away with 2-color printing on a single color machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, well, it is 11:59, which means in a few moments it is going to roll over to midnight, which is the latest I've stayed up in a while on purpose. Definitely have had it done by accident because you can't sleep with it. Freaking, the worst is restless leg syndrome when you don't have a leg.
You want to pick this up tomorrow?
Because the rest of it still hurts. So I am going to probably pick this back up tomorrow, lunchtime-ish or something or so, but I will send out some messages and add people as needed, and we'll hang out again, and I'll finish the rest of it.
I will keep an eye out for it, but your lunchtime is my breakfast time.
But that's fine. You can have breakfast, Bob. We can drink coffee and build a printer. But now this way, I've started a stream of building a printer.
I'm happy for you.
I want to take it with me upstairs to bed.
I'm genuinely happy for you.
How much would Kathleen complain if you brought a printer to bed?
Mild.
Okay, so you just pulled
It's a king size bed, so I would be able to. And what I would do is I would put it at the foot of my bed because I wouldn't kick it off on one side.
Yeah.
It's great.
No, Mike, no life. I'm on the West Coast, so he's 2 hours ahead of me.
No, yeah. Indicating he has a life. It's a Sunday. What's he got to do? Okay. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, all those in the chat. Appreciate all of you. And anybody who newly subscribed, thank you. And we'll pick this up again. You can watch me fumble my way through building the rest of it. Good night.
Folks.
See ya.